I just had half a pumpkin pie with whipped cream, so I'm doing awesome.
I just woke up, so I'm great.
I'm still waiting for dinner, but it'll be fine. What I'm hearing is 3-hour mac and cheese.
Ooh,
That's what my daughter told me. So we'll see.
sounds amazing.
Screw all your stuff up. Go ahead and talk. Oh yeah, I done bungled everything.
Hello, hello.
Talking now.
Okay, 1 second. Test. All right, we're all good. We're all good.
We're all good?
I think I'm good.
Alright.
Don't you?
Huzzah!
Yeah, there's this weird thing's been going on with the mic. I just gotta fix my voice meter banana every once in a while. If you don't know, voice meter banana is a fantastic way to have multiple audio channels digitally, but it is a pain in the ass when it breaks because, I mean, you know, it's like physical cables, but they're not physical, and then Windows decides to change your default sound, and everything gets unplugged and replugged into where Windows thinks it should go, and then Discord decides to unplug things and replug things in, and so then you're just trying to move digital wires around on an interface that isn't built for it. Hey, there we go. Spoopy is joined, and all the videos have found themselves at home.
Yay!
I'm half joined.
That's
I'm
fine.
half joined. I'm close.
You're close.
I just ran in the doors. Give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, we're just talking about all the delicious food we've been eating, so that was our...
I am extremely jealous. I just got off of work and have had not eaten today because, well, I did eat today and I broke a tooth. And it is the worst.
Oh.
It hurts so bad right now. Hi, guys.
Hi!
Second. Am I here? Let's see.
You are here. I see video
it's-
coming. There we have you.
Hey.
It's video.
Is that like a cat strapped around your neck? You just like...
I don't know if you know this about me, but I really like pandas. This is my...
It's
Hey.
a panda onesie.
It's not a onesie. That's
Oh,
over
it's a hood.
there.
Okay.
This is just a hat.
So you do have a panda onesie, so you could put a panda onesie on with the panda hat and be double panda.
I have 2 panda hoodies, a panda onesie, like 4 panda hats. Yeah. And the stack of pandas in the background. You may have noticed.
Yeah, could you be like, why not Spoopy Art Panda?
You know, if I hadn't already done all of the
You'd just done your first rebranding.
rebranding,
Yes.
yeah, I just did the rebranding. I put the little logo. I did the whole thing. So we're gonna keep it for a
This is
while.
a very good, cool logo.
I'm glad you like it.
It's funny though that rebranding is a thing that we
it
do
really is.
as individuals.
Both on a professional and personal level.
Exactly. It's I am uncommon. I have been uncommon for decades now, and it's an identity at this point.
Yeah, you're not quite rare.
Ba-da-da-da-da. I've been uncommon long enough to have uncommon at Gmail.
Oh wow.
That's my claim to fame. So with that being said, we're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
I suppose I should open characters.
That we are.
So,
Wait, what is this again?
oh right, so this is a game of dice and storytelling. I know it's not very popular. Not a lot of people have heard of it. It's kind of indie. But we have our own superstars within our brand. So, last time, you having proven yourself good and competent citizens of Loros, you were asked to come in and spy for.
Still not sure how that happened.
I thought you told me how that happened, didn't you?
how I got called a good and honest citizen? No, I don't think I told you how that happened.
Good and competent at least. So much so that you were brought in and given a briefing by Andrew, the spy master. Andrew,
Not Anthony.
not Anthony. Definitely too many A's. A lot of names to keep track of. And then you spend I would say a day learning a little bit of etiquette from Finn. I had some drinks, picked up a dwarf. I believe it was
Older dwarf lady.
an older dwarf lady. And then set sail the next day in fancy new clothes on the Pixie, captained by Luscious, a very flamboyant elven man. You set sail, which is with what's going to be a month-long trip, traveling around the outer west coast of the outer most western continent. It's going to take about a month. You stopped at De Minimo's after the first week and got some supplies and did some exploring of the city. And now we find ourselves sailing into the second week. And like the last week, we'll spend each week, I'm going to ask you kind of what do you want to do for the duration of this week as you move through the waters.
You want to pick someone to start, or shall we just?
We'll start with Joy.
Who?
You're right. Granite. We'll start adding names.
I will continue to train with my swords or my axe. I'll continue to do battle formations, and I will probably read that book I've got. What was the name of it? Peculiar Habits of the Nobles of Robad.
Okay. Peculiar Habits of the Nobles of Robad. So go ahead and give me a straight intellect check. Intelligence check. That's a thing. Intellicheck.
Oh, you just had to pick the one I'm not good at, huh?
You wanted to be a book reader.
Oof. That's not good.
All right. So you find yourself daydreaming, and you have to reread paragraphs several times over as you get like 3 pages in and had forgotten everything you've been skimming. And as you put
just ain't my thing.
you realize this, you're not going to make any headway for now. You're too distracted. Would you like to do anything else?
I'll go back to swinging my axe around.
Okay, just kind of training.
Yeah, I might look for people on the crew to talk to. Soldiery types, maybe contractors, sailors.
If I may interject, one of the things that Finn has wanted to do is have a little bit of sparring with each of you to figure out each of your guys's combat techniques, see what you can do, what you can't do, what your strengths and weaknesses are. So Finn will definitely take you up on a spar if you are willing.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
All right, so here's how we'll do this. You find yourselves, midday, squaring off on the deck, finding yourself a little bit of space away from the crew, stretching as a couple people stop to look in your direction and a few stay to observe. Now we're going to go ahead and go into initiative, and we'll assume the entirety of this is non-lethal, unless spells start getting slung. So,
Clay is definitely going to go set up shop somewhere near this with one of his books and pretend to read. I mean, read.
Definitely.
So let's start with, let's go ahead and pull. I need to give you some tokens and a battle map really quickly. We got a random battle map over here. Let me just. Actually, I have a pixie map. I never use.
Give us the pixie, the not broken one.
The not broken. I mean, same map. I ain't that clever.
Give us the one that doesn't have Joy's room drawn into it.
That we do have, because we definitely copied all this over later. So there you all have some space. We'll say that the fight, and make sure everybody can see what I see on stream. There we go. We're going to go ahead and open up, kill this dynamic vision, just let everybody see everything.
Excellent.
Okay. and reload that on this page. So, yeah, you're on the deck of the ship, and you find yourself squaring off. So let me get initiative rolls.
We did the rolls.
Oh, I'm looking.
We didn't have our tokens. She got an 8. I got a 6.
That's fine.
so
We don't need
she gets
to
go first.
to use the initiative turn order. Yes, Granite, what would you like to do?
I would like to attack my friend with my axe. I'm struggling with my thing. I accidentally closed my character sheet. So I will do that.
That would be a 15, which does in fact hit.
Okay. So
And that
15
is-
hits, 9 points of damage.
Are you wielding it two-handed?
No, I'm wielding it one-handed with my shield.
Okay, so 9 points.
So it comes over with the side of the blade. Granite finds purchase into your ribs, and you feel them give way a bit. You know you're gonna be bruised the next day. What do you want to do?
I am going to wait for my page to reload because yeah, that's a thing.
It's D&D.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it does sound like somebody is rubbing their mic. That's fair.
It might be my cat's butt. I'm sorry.
Well, might be the case.
Oh.
I'm gonna fail epically with my
Little
rapier.
Yep. You go in and Granite pulls up the shield just perfectly and then pushing the rapier to the side, opening up for another attack.
What would you call a... How can you attack with a shield?
You
do
can
a
shove
shove.
with the shield.
Okay, we're gonna go straight battle axe again because that seemed to work nicely last time.
Okay. Yeah, the 15 will hit. Another 8 points of damage as brings in the blunt end of the axe. You said you're
And
down?
that would bring her bring Finn down to dead if we were fighting.
I will help Finn back up again.
Yeah. I assume
Hey,
this is all
friends.
like, okay, ow, I'm just so
Let me test your strength.
yeah.
And over the course
Are
of...
you, are you all right, friend?
Oh, I am fantastic. That is excellent combat strategy. Where have you trained?
Oh, I had some brothers.
Excellent, very nice. That move with the shield was impeccable. I can tell you've done this before.
Well, you know, you gotta keep them in bay, keep them in check, or they'll keep you checked. So
That is very ow, very fair. Ow. Give me a minute. Limps off, takes care of self, comes back.
I mean, I would help.
Oh, you can help. How so?
I can heal.
Oh,
I can help with that.
you deal damage and you heal damage. This is pretty excellent. You're a very versatile woman.
Yes, that
Excellent.
happens. What is that is? I can do 10 per long rest. So I
Ooh.
will send you half of those.
Nice. That would bring me to 5 hit points. Yay! I'm at 5 hit points. Oh, that does feel quite a bit better. You hit really hard with that axe. Very well done. Very well.
Thank you.
You still look wounded a little bit.
A little. That is. I would not recommend getting in the way of her axe.
That looked like a bad idea.
Yeah, very much so.
Would you care for a bit more healing?
Oh, you do healing magic as well?
I know a little bit.
This is excellent. By all means, show me what you've got. Show
So,
me what you've got. You were all thinking it.
how badly would you say you are hurt?
I am at maybe 30%, a little under 30% right now.
So I'm gonna walk over and go, "May I touch you?"
You may. Thank you for asking permission. It's very important.
And I'm going to cast this. See if I know how to do this. Did that do anything?
Oh, yes.
It did.
So you walk
Oh,
over,
that's-
your hand glows in a radiant light and 4 points of healing.
That is excellent. Thank you so much. I am feeling much better. Where did you
Quite
learn that
welcome.
magic? Where does this come from?
In my travels around, they taught me some tricks at Druid school.
Oh, you're a druid. Very nice. Very nice.
Druidish.
Can you do that fancy thing where you turn into an animal?
I don't know. Hey Casey, have I seen a wolf?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna do the. Whoops, where'd it go? Yeah, I'm gonna do a wild shape of a wolf.
Okay. And before you, the clay is he begins to sprout fur. He drops onto all fours. His clothing dissolves almost into the fur, and before you is a brown wolf.
Oh, well, now that's a mighty fine trick.
That
And I'm gonna-
is very fancy.
I'm gonna walk up and bump her leg with my head.
May I give you scritches?
Oh.
Okay. And I give vigorous scritches because
Okay.
that's what you do to puppy dogs. Excellent, excellent. Yes.
And I'll unwild shape now.
All right. How are you in a fight anyway? I was curious.
Well,
Goes back to a
I
wolf.
have this stick
Yeah.
and a few other tricks, but I don't know if I'm very good at this stick.
All right. Hit me with your stick.
All right.
I thought you weren't a wolf anymore. Why are you barking? Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Sometimes
had
it takes
to,
a while to get out of that wild shape in your head.
Okay, so I'm out of wild shape. I pull my quarterstaff out and do a few, twirls with it and try to look badass.
Give me a performance check.
Awesome. Performance.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
You know your way around the staff pretty well. You moving your hand up and down the shaft to find the right angles for swinging and twirling and maneuvering it around defensively.
Sweet.
Do you hear the words?
Oh,
That works really well.
Phrasing.
There's only so many ways you can describe handling a stick to avoid being.
Yep.
I loved it every second. Excellent.
Shall
Yeah.
we spar?
Spar with me. I am already down some hit points, but by all means,
Well,
this is what we do.
Okay.
we'll just work on technique.
Yeah, technique. Less about damage, more about hitting.
Is this an initiative roll?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get an initiative roll from each of you as you square up on the deck. Okay. A 17 and 11. Clay, you'll be first.
All right.
All right, a
I shouldn't roll
19.
twice, should I?
No, that's fine. That's perfect.
That's
Okay.
So a 19.
very squarely hits me in the ribs in the exact same spot I was hit before.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. Little bit of blood. Very nicely done. That is a very solid hit. Now let's see how you handle this. And I'm going to poke at him with a rapier.
Sure. Does a 16 hit?
I believe it does.
All right. So
Yes.
she comes in, pointing in first. You flinch back. She turns over the handle for subdual damage and brings it upside your head for 11 points of damage. Plus no sneak attack. Yeah, no sneak attack.
There's no sneak attack here. Sorry.
That's good.
That's really good damage. I rolled max damage on that. That would be a total of 17 damage. That would have one-shot myself.
That was 11?
11.
Wow. Yeah, okay, one more of those and I'm going down.
Nah, I would not hit him again at that point.
Okay.
I figured out what's going
Yeah,
on.
I don't think I want to hit you again either.
Appreciated.
We could probably learn things from each other, though.
I think we absolutely could. We've got to learn on this pack fighting. I think. I think you would have. Have you ever fought in your wolf form?
No.
We should
Just
try that.
figured out I just figured out I could do that the other day.
Oh, excellent. Well, practice makes perfect. We'll get you in that form and find something to team up on. I think that would work really well for us. Excellent.
Okay. So, with that, what does Nibbles want to do with his week?
Spend his time trying to get as many people involved in gambling as much as possible to pass the time away, and try to capitalize on his gains of having 5 gold and seeing where that takes him.
Okay, so give me a persuasion check and a wisdom check.
Oh, girl, wisdom.
Will totally help. I will totally help him get everyone into gambling.
Okay, you can do it at advantage. And unless you have a particular proficiency with a gambling card game or otherwise.
I do have a proficiency with one of the dice games. I picked Gambler as my backstory.
Okay.
Did that not roll? Oh yeah, I did. It's
It rolled
really,
1.
really bad.
So then you can also roll me the dice proficiency and do it with dexterity.
Okay. Instead of the wisdom?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm giving advantage.
So then it'll be +2 on that. Oh, well.
Oh, you have advantage on persuasion, so roll persuasion again.
Oh, okay. That's good, because, yeah.
Because a 4 is terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's so much better.
Okay.
Whoever decided to play, though,
So-
you're done.
Here's how this starts out. In the beginning of the week, you use the alcohol you acquire to get together a few people and have a friendly game. But you played so well that it devolved from friendly to a few angry people storming off without their money, and word of your talent spread so far that nobody wanted to play with you again.
Come on, guys! It was a lucky gamble, I swear.
You may quadruple your gold.
Sweet.
You know you come on a bit strong sometimes, right?
I've been told that once or twice, a lot of times.
Are you familiar with the concept of working people?
Oh, I work all the time.
The gambling is a really good gig, and I really like it. And I think that with a little bit more practice, you could gamble with precision. Winning all the time is excellent for a little bit of time. Knowing when to lose is, I think that learning how to lose at the right time would do you a lot of good.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie, this has been the best luck I've ever had. I normally lose, so what could you say? I guess I'm really talented. I might be able to learn to lose at the right times.
We'll work on it. The more give and take a game has, the longer the game goes, and the more money you get in the end. That's all.
More money? Oh, okay.
We'll work on it.
All right, Finn, what would you like to do with your week?
I'm sparring with people, getting to know them, learning faces very specifically, both of our party and everybody else on the ship.
Okay.
Faces and names of everybody.
Give me a perception check.
I can do that. I think I can do that. Where's my perception? There it is.
Ooh.
I have something in my eye. Ow.
The problem you come to throughout the week is everybody seems to look the same. Aside from your crew and the captain, all the sailors and the rest of the deckhands, they're just medium height dudes and ladies. You're just struggling for some reason, even though this is a talent of yours, to make that connection. Maybe with more time.
They're all very boring.
That's about it. It's their fault they're not interesting.
Definitely. That's definitely how this works.
Okay, Gwenna, what would you like to do with your week?
I think Gwenna would be doing a combination of trying to get Tuna to stay in her carrying case, and also taking like all of her herbs and like trying to like secretly sew them under her fancy robes because she hates the idea of not having her little pouches on her at all times. So like she spent the whole week just kind of like working
Altering
on
her clothes, adding pockets to your dresses.
Exactly, adding pockets, adding big pockets.
Go ahead and give me an animal handling check. The pockets are easy enough.
Animal handling for pockets.
We're slowly.
Okay.
Oof.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
I did that right.
Yeah, we'll add your animal handling bonus to it. What's your animal handling bonus?
I am doing this on my new laptop, so I'm figuring everything out.
Ooh, fancy laptop.
Congrats on the laptop.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Your laptop.
Do 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 do.
Wait, sorry. Okay. How do I? I'm sorry. How do I do this?
Well, you open up your character sheet. You have it in front of you.
Yep.
Okay, so just look for animal handling and tell me what the bonus is.
Oh, okay. It's +3.
Okay, so at a 7, Tuna and the sea have not been getting along. He's been very difficult to manage, more than normal for a young, I'm assuming young pup that he is. And
she's like a year.
She's about a year. Okay. So between seasickness and overexcitement, you've had to forcefully put Tuna in her pin carry-on purse thing. It was a bag, right? A dog bag purse. Okay. Maybe with some more training.
Tuna. Not doing so well with this dog here.
Oh, poor puppy.
All right.
She's just stressed.
Clay.
She's supposed to help my stress.
Well, how are you feeling?
I don't. It's the
Clay's,
pocket.
Clay's gonna try to find an opportunity to just talk to Granny.
Okay.
Just kind of, small talk. So, like, where are you from?
Okay. We'll say that one of the moments where you're having a particularly hard time getting through your book, Clay will find you.
Okay.
Oh,
where were we at
idea.
when we left? Where did we start this mission?
You started it in the one of the port towns of Loros. You've left that about a week and some change ago. The last stop was at De Minimo's, one of De Minimo's ports.
Okay. What's your questions?
Oh, well, what you reading there?
Couldn't really tell you. It's kind of boring. Something about nobles in Robad.
Oh, the peculiar habits of the nobility of Borad?
Yeah, that's...
Is that...
Do you want it?
Wait, you want to give me a book?
Yeah, it's the worst book I've read in, like, the last 6 years.
Oh, well, that's awful. Sure, I'd be happy to put it with my other books.
Reading isn't really my thing.
Well, what is your thing?
Hitting things.
I can confirm.
Sorry about that.
You look really good at hitting things.
I enjoy hitting things. I'll fix them if I can afterwards, but.
How good are you at not being hit?
I'm pretty good at not being hit.
You look pretty light on your feet there.
I wear a lot of heavy armor.
You must have worked a lot to be able to move like that in that heavy armor.
I mean, I don't know. I do practice a lot.
You ever use a quarterstaff?
No, not particularly.
What you have is kind of like a staff, but with a heavy end, right?
Yeah, like a heavy hook on one end.
Yeah.
Good for cutting things, bludgeoning things.
Did you really want to know what was in this book?
I thought maybe it would have some information that would help me be a good spy, but I just couldn't really read it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will offer you a trade. I'll read this boring ass book and then summarize the important bits to you if you'll help me get better with this quarterstaff.
I could teach you how to swing some things around in the air real good.
That'd be really, really good, because I don't feel like I'm very good at this.
Well, absolutely. I'd love to give you some lessons in hitting things.
That sounds good. Just let me know.
We can stop whenever you want.
Oh, are you busy now? I guess not. You don't have this book anymore.
You take the book off my hands, and I'll hit you, and you can try to hit me. We'll see what happens.
Okay, that sounds fine. I'll put the book in my backpack with the other books.
Okay. So
I'll read that later.
We'll do this with dice. We'll see how this goes. Let me get 2 initiatives.
Okay.
Okay. A 20 and a 16. Jamie, you're faster on your feet.
All right. We're just gonna swing like we normally do.
All right.
Ouch.
Brings up the axe. Under the foot, smashes you in the ankle, 6 points of damage.
Are we on a new day?
Yeah, absolutely. So. Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna try this new thing I know how to do. Oh, that was awful.
Okay. He pulls his quarterstaff to the side, brings his arm up. Divine energy begins to build as a vine whips out with thorns and attempts to strike at you. You're able to move out of the way, bringing your shield up pretty easily to defend against it.
Oh, I learned that one from Jesse. All right, I will block that. And how are you feeling? I'll ask before I swing again.
I'll be all right.
All right.
And then she uses smite.
All right. Wow. Yeah, another 9 points of damage. Just went right to the gut as she shoves the head of the battle axe straight in.
I'm not all right anymore.
All right. So I feel like the question here is, how good are you at avoiding things?
Not good.
Well, perhaps we should get you something to help with that.
I'm supposed to have.
What kind of armor do you wear?
I am supposed to be wearing. I am in fact wearing leather armor.
Well, that's a +1.
You can't wear anything heavier than that?
Well, I don't know. Never tried.
Maybe some chain.
Studded is about as far as you'll go with the druid, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to wear chain.
That's too bad.
I mean, I think I could wear chain. I just think my other stuff might not work.
Wooden chain.
That'd be almost as good as leather.
How about some petrified wood plate mail?
Again, almost as good as leather.
All right, so
maybe I could try to find some sturdier stuff made out of leather with some metal on it or something.
I think that might help.
Yeah.
You got to get a little harder to hit. Cause you're swinging just fine.
I do.
Although, yeah, I
I
think
do.
so.
I can. That thing that I use though, I can use from further away,
Oh, well, that's nice.
and I should probably try that.
Practicing it would be good.
Yeah.
But you
I also
didn't.
have this other thing I can try too sometime.
What thing is that?
It's called. I found it in a book at school. It's called ice knife.
Tell me about that.
It's really cool. It gives me a knife made out of ice that it's kind of magical, and it
Sounds
lets
like
me
a
throw.
really, really useful thing to have as a spy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, because it'll just melt away.
Mm-hmm.
But I can throw it, and I haven't practiced much with it, but I imagine it'll be pretty nice. It's really cold,
I imagine so.
it being ice. Hey, check this out.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna cast a.
Guidance.
I'm gonna cast a. Oh crap! I clicked on the wrong one.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me try again. Why is it on that? Here we go. There we go.
All right. So what are you gonna do with your druid craft?
I'm just gonna start up a little wind that's gonna ruffle whatever Granny is wearing.
Chainmail?
Whatever you got that might clink and, you know.
Yeah, a breeze enters the cabin, blowing against you.
Oh, well, that's a neat little trick.
Yeah, if you wanna, we could play a trick.
I will.
On,
I will.
we-
While that is happening, I will minor illusion leaves into that.
Ooh.
And
If
not
you want to, later while we're having dinner, we could totally, and I'm kind of sotto voce at her, we could totally play a trick on Nibbles if you want to.
I'm in.
Cool.
Go on. What is this trick?
They're gonna improv it. It'll be great.
Does this have to do with his COD games?
No.
Because
No.
we could totally make his COD games into a
Oh, that could be
chaotic
fun.
storm of fun.
That could be fun. That little wind thing. No, I have an idea. I don't know how to whisper.
It's all right. Send it to me as a message on
Oh yeah.
any
On
of the
Discord.
things.
I do think Larry can pretend not to hear it. It's fine.
Okay, pretend not to
very
hear
good.
it, Larry. We could totally make it seem like he made a really bad smell at dinner.
I don't know how to do that, but if you do, go for it.
I do know how to do that.
You
Oh,
can
and-
create a faint odor.
Casey, I was using dice, not the dragon chest. That I just looked at my inventory.
Okay, that's fine. So dicey game.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do is give me a sleight of hand check, Clay.
Sleight of hand check. Well, this should be fun.
Okay.
Oh.
Anybody have a passive perception above 17?
That's my other character, Casey.
Okay. So at meals that night, everybody's kind of gathered around, and for the most part, sailors moving in and out, grabbing their food, returning to wherever they spend their time. There's a moment where this not an intense smell, but it's definitely an odor rising right up and around where Nibbles is, causes several sailors to give him a sidelong glance and hurry out of the.
What? Did I do something? And I have no idea of the smell.
Yeah.
I'm too oblivious.
Okay, fair enough. You don't even smell the smell. Everybody around you seems to be giggling.
Is there sickness going around? You're all coughing and laughing? Whatever. I continue eating.
It takes a moment, but Snitch picks up his tray and takes it away, and leaves the dining area.
Is that your friend?
That's your
Oh
boyfriend.
no! Oh no!
You better fix that.
Did I say something wrong? That's it! I haven't talked to him enough. I'll be back, guys. And I take off running.
Well, let's see what happens.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Please make him
poor
roleplay that.
You get outside onto the deck, and Snitch is glaring back at you at the door.
Hey, Snitch. I'm so sorry. I understand. It's my fault. I haven't given you enough attention. So how about I join you for dinner out here?
Give me a persuasion check.
That's perception.
Okay. Snitch turns to you and says, well, that's fair. At least the breeze is out here. And walks over to the edge of the ship with the railing and takes a seat with his tray.
Yeah, it is quite nice breeze. And yeah, I'll hop on over next to him.
Okay.
And just start asking him questions. Well, how's your day been? I've been a bit busy doing some other stuff, but I know I need to give you more attention. I don't need all the gold I just won, but
Stitch will tell you about his day. He'll show you his hands or a little rope burn from a near incident earlier in the day. But otherwise, just a good hard day of sailing. And you have a pleasant evening. All right. So I didn't miss anybody, right? Okay. With that, the second week goes by, and over the course of the days and the nights, it's mostly uneventful. You keeping yourself entertained the best you can, staying out of the crew's way. Captain Luscious gathers you all up the morning of the last of the end of the week, and says, "All right then. Well, we are sailing around the coast, and there seems to put it this way: we have to make a stop. It's going to be in Inlos territory. If we don't make this stop, we're way too suspicious. We're going to stop. We're going to unload some cargo, and behave, please. Do you have any arcane objects on you? It'd be really bad if you did."
Oh, what would happen if we did?
Oh, the entire ship would be confiscated and probably all of us killed. So if you have those things on you, please let me know.
Out of character question.
Yes.
My soggy boot of flower making.
Divine.
Is that arcane or is that divine?
It is divine.
Okay.
saved.
Just checking. Y'all forgot I had that, didn't you?
I've been trying to figure a reason for Nibbles to be curious about it.
Soggy Buddha flower making.
You keep that on the outside of your pack, right?
In another little pack, right?
I have a watertight leather that I keep it in.
So what'll have to happen is occasionally you have to dump that out.
Oh yeah. It's pretty easy to do here. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you may have seen her with this bag occasionally go to the edge of the ship and dump out water.
We assume.
It looks like water. It's not dirty or mucky. It doesn't make muddy water, but it's water. She pours out of a bag. And he looks.
Do we technically have a sack of like water holding that just always
slowly
have water
fills
on us?
up with water.
Secondary.
Survival.
That's a nice secondary use for that.
Hey man, benefits. I got infinite water. It just takes a while.
It just takes a while. I have to think about the rate of that fills. Like, how many people could that hydrate over a day? Yeah.
How much? It's just my water skin, and I'm just drinking boot water all the time.
I'll say, and you can take this note down, this boot water will hydrate 2 people a day under normal circumstances. In deserts, 1 person a day under normal circumstances. Or under harsh circumstances. And you could spread that thin if you absolutely had to.
I'm adding this to my character sheet because it is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You may or may not find yourself in those situations. And so with that, he looks each of you in the eye one at a time and gets a kind of looking for a nod or admission.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep. I have nothing of magical potential.
So
Insight
Gwyneth's
check
checking
on-
her hidden pockets. Yeah. All good.
Okay.
Boot water.
Out of character, I'm not tracking you guys have any magical items, right? Aside from the boot.
I don't think I have any.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
I don't
at all.
remember giving you anything. Okay. And with that, you see the Inlo's port start to come into view no more than an hour later, and it is surrounded, the port itself, by walls dipping into the sea with large gates. Looks like allowing for controlled ship passage. Large glowing runes over archways seem to be emanating a blue field as ships pass through one at a time, going either direction. There are smaller tugboat ships directing in, and Captain Luscious lowers the sails a bit to reduce speed and find his place in line as the ship approaches the arches. As they enter in, the blue field catches the front of the ship and essentially scans. You get the sensation it's searching as the ship passes through it. And then you pop out the other end. And ahead of you is this... It's a very temperate port. You see the land on either side of the city is lush with green trees and forests, but the town itself is large, sprawling. Looks like the only port for Inlo, as it's vast and spreads deep into the land beyond your view, blocked by several large towering buildings, and the ship eventually docks into the port, and the captain finds you all after a bit, and we'll tell you that, hey, y'all is welcome to leave, and it's all right if you're nervous. It's common that newcomers here look nervous. You won't flag anything, but I'll tell you, stay out of trouble. Keep your hands to yourself, and be back in about 6 hours, and we'll be fine.
What kind of trouble could we get into here?
You're from a good place, right? People are kind to each other. They look out for one another for the most part, right? This ain't one of them places. It's
So we need to watch our purses and
yeah,
be alert.
more or less. I mean, you're welcome to stay on the ship, but I tried to tell you that last time. It didn't work out so hot.
I'm ready to go. All right. And I start booking it.
Finn immediately grabs him by the back of the wedding dress.
Yes, I'll listen to the rest of the don'ts.
Oh, there ain't many more don'ts, and for your own
many
good.
do's?
I hope that y'all weren't entrusted by Loros' own because you were incompetent. Do you want a lecture? I can give you a lecture, but
We're quite competent.
No, I'm competent.
and he looks.
I mean, Nibbles is the best gambler this side of the world, I think.
Shh, don't, no. The secret is I'm not. Like, you...
I mean, that is the rumor on the boat.
Yeah.
And Nibbles, Snitch ain't going with you this time. He's got orders to stay.
Yep, I understand. I will not sneak him off the board this time.
I appreciate it. I have things to attend to. And he bids you farewell and begins ordering around movements of crates and shipments on and off the dock. And as you look down the dock, it's customs. You ever seen customs? Every person walking through the gate is being heavily searched, all the items pulled out of their bag and inventoried. There are many more of these scanners at every point, and people are queued up in line to move in and out of the city. Past that, it's fine, but at this port, it's very controlled. What would you like to do?
Finn would like to round everyone up for a moment.
Yes, Finn?
Okay.
So, we've been doing our practicing on being noble. Yes, everyone's been practicing.
I wink
I've
at
been
her.
doing
Practicing.
my best.
Be a good test run. Anyone up for a afternoon of, we'll call it Noble's Tea?
Sounds nice.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Excellent.
I like the way
Nibbles.
you think, Finn.
Yep, I'll be there.
Excellent. Gwenna, would you like some tea?
Tea? Yes.
Let's have
Just
some
tea.
tea. And by tea, Finn definitely means a fancy bar tavern of, Oh, and one other thing. Do not bring all of your money anywhere you go. And Finn will explain the concept of parsing out their funds over various different pockets on their body, leaving some in a safe house, i.e. the boat at the moment.
Okay.
Making sure that nobody is carrying around a bag this big of platinum or gold or anything except loot. Making sure that everyone has a decent amount, but not flashing a lot of coin around. Especially
Did we actually pass out the money?
Yes,
Ah.
I think so.
Yes, we each got, I think it was 300 platinum ish.
And 235 gold.
Yeah.
God, I could have made so much. No, I'm just kidding.
You did not quadruple that amount.
Yeah.
Hey, Finn, let me ask you a question.
Of course.
How safe do you think this boat is for us to leave that much money on it?
I don't think that we need to tell anybody exactly where we're keeping it.
Okay.
But
'Cause
they have been paid well to take us somewhere very specific. If they want continued service, I'm pretty sure they're not going to rob us.
if they steal our money, they're not going to be happy.
No. I think.
Quick question.
Yep.
What would you suggest is an appropriate amount to carry?
That's a really good question. Hey DM, logically, how much would Finn think is a logical amount for a noble going into a strange town to carry on their person?
So, typical D&D economy mostly applies here. 1 gold is a day's worth of labor for a talented laborer. A noble person carrying around 100 gold is not unheard of. If you're being flashier, more. If you're expecting to have to pay bribes, more. You could easily spend 10 platinum on fancy drinks and food and all the other cigars and services.
Okay. I would recommend take maybe 50 to 100 gold parsed out in a couple different areas on your body. How familiar are you all with bartering?
Blank stares from Nibbles.
Isn't that the thing that I did with Granny with the book and the?
That was bargaining, not bartering. But good thought. just one little tidbit about bartering is if you pretend that's all the money you have left, it's much easier to do. If you have multiple different bags of smaller bags of money than one large bag of money. Just throwing that out there for future reference. But as it is, I would suggest maybe 3 or 4 bags totaling 50 to 100 gold.
Sounds good.
All right.
Excellent.
I will take a moment and do that.
If you are leaving gold behind, type in the amounts you're leaving behind in chat and roll a d100 for me.
Into type it into?
Yes, just hey, if you're gonna leave 100 gold, type in 100 gold, hit enter, then roll a d100.
Oh,
I don't like that, Casey.
I don't like that either.
Making me nervous.
I mean, I love making you all nervous for no reason. It's just one of those reasons.
So as
how
a
much
character
gold
trait,
we're leaving?
If you're leaving gold behind, type in the amount, so we have a record of what you have on you and what you don't have on you, and then roll a d100 for a percentile chance that I can use at my discretion.
Yeah. Easy for Nibbles. He was going to do this regardless. He has all of his money in a bag in one spot underneath the dress.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not 2 bags side by side?
Nope.
Okay.
Well played, but nope. No, the platinum and the gold are actually mixed together. If he's gonna take something out, he doesn't know until he pulls it out.
Yeah, there are definitely moments where, and not even like I'm gonna get robbed moments, but moments where you're searched or things are confiscated, that it'll be important to establish what money's behind now, rather than how much would you have left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deciding after the fact.
Right.
First thing Nibbles is going to do when he gets off the boat, though, is look for a leather worker or anyone who has leather for sale. Hopefully already done leather, like gloves.
Okay.
Ooh, do you suppose they might have some better armor here? What do you think?
They might. I've never been here before, but they might have some armor. It looks like a big town.
So,
Hey, Nibbles.
Yes.
Do you know if your friend Snitch has been here before?
Nope, no idea. I decided not to talk to him today because if I talk to him today, he'll probably be with us. So I've been ignoring him.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
won't
trying to be
boat.
good.
I won't rock that boat. I'll help you be good, Nibbles.
Ow.
is the cat just latching onto you? Nice.
I'm failing an animal handling check.
Yay!
I don't know, your hand. Have a cat in your lap. That seems like a success to me.
All right. Are you bringing Tuna along with you, Gwenna?
Jesse doesn't want to. Gwenna would. So yes.
Okay.
Tuna's coming along.
Okay. Just give me an animal handling check for the day. These haven't been kind to you. I'm so sorry. If you explain to me how you assist, and it makes sense, then yes.
Yeah. I mean. All the pressure suddenly. I mean, honestly, I would just be
Petting the dog while she tries to do something with it.
well, basically just, keeping its attention if it starts to wander or lose, basically being backup if it starts to wander off.
All right, you can roll it again, and here's how we'll play that. As long as you two are together, the next roll is what counts. If you separate, then the 4 counts. Okay. You can keep the Tuna will stay relatively well behaved in the bag as much as a dog can, but you get the sense that the only thing keeping this dog under control is Finn.
We've been through this. We train.
Don't you have some dog treats left?
Wait, she'd be bad. No.
Well,
Brat.
positive
I
reinforcement.
love you, brat.
Currently, she is staying in the bag. I scritch the puppy dog head. Currently, she is doing the behavior you want reinforced. Now would be a good time to reinforce it. Hey, mean, it's up to
You're
you.
lucky, you cute dog. She'll take your advice and she'll give a treat.
With these roles, I get the sense that this is an emotional support dog, but this is the first time you've had to like, yeah, it is. It keeps you focused. It keeps your stress on the dog.
I'm not quite sure that's how I wanted that to work, but okay.
It's okay. It's a learning process for everyone involved, Tuna included.
All right. And so with that, you disembark, and there is a line of about 3 people now going through searching and scanners, and a gentleman on the other side waves to you and says, "All right, get in line right here."
Now we're dressed in our finery, right?
It's up to you.
I mean, if we're going to Noble's Tea, then yes, we would be.
Okay.
Ben would have made
Okay.
sure of it.
Then I'm going to act. I will be attempting to act like I am a noble, and this is really kind of an inconvenience.
Okay.
Perfect.
Give me a deception check.
I mean, it
goody.
is pretty inconvenient.
There's not huge penalties to every roll. Like if he rolls a 1, there's nothing catastrophic's going to happen. All right, you pull it off pretty well. As you all find your way in the queue, and your space in the line comes up, and they reach out for your bag, one at a time. Anybody resisting this entire search, or can we just describe it?
Just describe it.
Okay. So they go through your coin purses, your pockets. They do a full pat down, finding any nooks and crannies you may have tucked in. They notice the pockets on the dress, but they notice they're full of money or herbs. They find all the different pouches you have, but they're not making. Doesn't concern them. They do take note. Who's got their weapons? Everybody's got their weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody have an excessive number of weapons?
I've got my walking stick.
Okay. Walking stick. Anybody have more
excessive
than
for a goblin? A couple javelins and a greatsword?
you have a great sword and a couple javelins. That's fine. As long as you don't have an amount that you could maybe sell.
No.
So like a dozen of anything.
Finn has their rapier and 2 daggers that they have like sheaths in their sleeves.
Okay.
Fancy sleeve sheaths.
At the end of your search, as each one of you goes through, they make a note to look at you, kind of size you up, and stay out of trouble, and trouble will stay out of you. Go. One at a time, you make it through this very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intrusive search process. But once you get past it, no more of this seems to be happening. It seems to be a very controlled access point, and the rest of this suddenly looks like a normal city. People are coming and going. There are shops. There are houses in the distance. Mostly, you're in a kind of a warehouse district at this moment. You see, if you go deeper in, you think you'll find the markets, the bars. What are you looking to do?
I like the idea of finding a leather worker. I've got an idea myself of something. I think that leather worker, fancy bar. Any other ideas?
No, you actually hit it on the head. I want leather, and couple places actually. A tailor would be nice.
Excellent.
Would a leather worker also do like leather armor type stuff, or would we need to find an armorer?
They would do leather armor.
I could use I would like to. I don't know what it would cost to get plate, but I might like to get some plate.
Okay.
I can certainly look.
You know, it would be expensive. It would be somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 on average. So you begin walking deeper into the city, and as you're passing through, you notice a military presence. They're wearing the red and white colors of Inlo. They seemed well armed, and a mixture of on and off duty. The on duty patrols are scanning, moving up and down very purposely. A couple of off-duty soldiers catch your eye, though. As you walk past an alleyway, you see two gentlemen shoving and pushing on a man. The passerbyers and the rest of the population seeing it, but moving on. One of the gentlemen says, "Hey, now, you be handing it over now, and you'll be fine, right? This is how this goes. You little bit of pay, you little bit of life, right? Ain't that right? Ain't that right, partner?" And big gruff guy on the side of him says, "Pay." And that's happening. What do you do?
I do not like this.
I'm gonna be very uncomfortable.
Would nobles help?
No. Finn, presumably, this is not something a noble would dirty their hands with, yes?
That seems normal, yeah.
Yeah. Finn would, if anyone makes any move, which is just kind of like hand on shoulder, a little firm, and just keep walking. Just keep walking.
I'm gonna imagine that hand is on my head, not my shoulder.
I would be much more polite than that. Hand on the back of the neck between the shoulders.
Just pick me up by the scruff.
I would not be able to do that. I am a weak lady.
But she's a gnome.
I have a 9 strength. I am not a strong person. I don't know why I use that voice. This is not something that concerns us, and we were told not to get in trouble. That is what trouble looks like. We are not going over there.
I'm gonna whisper under my breath, I think I like trouble.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There will be plenty of trouble to be had later. Not here. And I would keep...
Sure.
Clay does not like this, but we'll go along with it. Okay.
So everybody moves past the alleyway as the mugging continues. You, the words drown out with the rest of the crowd as you move deeper into the city, and you enter the market district. Opens up to a square, a town square with several shops. There seems to be I'd say a focus isn't on tourism. There's not a lot of knickknacks or the food stands you saw at the Minimos, but there's leather workers, jewelers, armor crafters, weapons crafters, very what's the word for things you use from day to day. And then deeper in, you see the couple of bars and inns to the left and to the right, and in varying flavors of society.
Leatherworker, tailor first.
Okay.
Shopping, whichever we find first, I suppose.
All right. So the leatherworker is easy enough. You get there, and it is a older building. Got a musty smell as you walk in, and an older gnome behind the counter perks up when you walk in and "Hello, what can I do for you? You look like you're in need of leather, and I have leather."
Astute astute observation, young my fine man.
The only kind I make.
And I look at the people who were looking for leather.
Yep. It's my turn to talk. Yep, I gotcha. Yes, I'm looking for a pair of clubs, high quality, very easy to use for like dexterous jobs, but also strong and sturdy, not to fall apart at all.
I have a pair already ready. They're not very protective against cold. They won't help your fingers. You're not gonna get that nimbleness you're looking for. I have a dark leather and a light leather.
Is there any other leather shops?
No.
Inside.
Go ahead.
Are we pretty sure he's lying?
We'll see in a minute.
Oh, are you doing it? Okay. I'm gonna.
Yeah, anybody can roll an insight on that. Nibbles,
I would love to. I probably won't say anything. No. No.
Yep.
No.
So yeah, I mean, if you got a higher than a 5, he's lying.
I'm gonna snort very loudly.
Gran saw 3 that we walked by.
So wait, I missed that. So is anyone giving me the information or no?
I will poke you in the ribs and see if you get the message.
Ah, well, you wait your turn. I'm not done yet. All right. So, is there any way we could get one of those? I do like the dark ones. The dark ones are really nice. Can we get those like? Is there any way you could alter it really quickly? Just give it a little bit of dexterity, just a little bit. The ability to just really move those fingers, but not fall apart. Any way you can improve it?
Well, I mean, they've got the dexterity. They just don't hold up to code. I could give you some over gloves, and I give you some.
Oh! I'm sorry. I thought you said they aren't that good for that.
Oh no, they're fantastic. They're just thin.
That's fine. Cold isn't what I'm trying to protect. Yes, I'll take those. The dark ones. Yes, those ones right there.
3 silver.
I reach in and I pull out a gold. Yeah, keep the rest. I don't care.
He hands you the gloves. And they are a nice dark leather. They seem stitched well and well made.
Awesome.
Excellent.
They even have
I mean, you could get both pairs and still leave a tip for 10.
I don't
So-
need a second pair.
But why?
You could get a pair for your friend.
What do you think these are for?
Finn is just genuinely. Oh. Did anyone else have anything they were buying here?
I don't think I need anything from the leather maker, but
I think the
So-
dog is eating the microphone. Or the cat,
Yeah,
I
but
think it is.
Would you have anything better than this leather I have?
lots of
yeah.
stuff better. Who made that? It's hideous.
It's kind of janky. I got it back home.
All right. You looking for more protection or fashion?
More protection.
I've got something right over. And he starts going through a closet. He looks back at you. You're of a size. Okay. Not that one. Would you say you enjoy your treats?
I
I-
do have a tendency to enjoy treats.
So something that can be wider in the middle. Let's see. Not that one. Oh,
Yes.
adjustable. Oh, adjustable. And he pulls out a set of studded leather.
I'm gonna pat my chain and say I like adjustable.
Flexibility. And he sets it up, lays it out in front of the counter. It is a pair of studded leather armor. It's got straps along the side, shoulder plates, extends down to about the elbow, and looks like it is extra layered in those more vulnerable areas of the body. And I need to find the price for studded leather. I need to find the store. I have one of those.
45 gold.
Thank you. That'll be 55 gold.
Oh, surely you can do a better deal for my friend here.
Nope.
I don't. Would you perhaps accept 50, my good sir?
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I help?
Yeah, I'll say at advantage.
I was,
Probably won't
my
go
brain is
well.
mashed potatoes. Finn's brain is not mashed.
Yeah, he says 55 gold.
All right, I'll hand over 55.
Okay.
I'll have to dig around and
In the different pockets and
yeah.
okay. Yep. All right. All sales final, no refunds. And he takes the gold and hands you the studded leather. So that will increase your armor class by 1 when you wear it.
55. Got it.
Hey, look at
So
that.
noted.
You got a little harder to hit.
Yeah.
Hooray!
You'll do
Try
better
this
in our
out.
next
I'll
spar.
have to
then.
try this out when we're back on the ship.
I won't take it easy on you.
Oh, that's okay.
Everyone else is done. Finn is going to take a moment and pull Gwynna forward.
Okay.
I was wondering if you have any sort of barding or harness that would fit this little lady. And I scritched the not Gwenna, I scritched Tuna and was
I mean, Gwenna would appreciate it too, but
Yeah, you looking to ride the dog? And you're kind of
no.
Wait,
Just
is that a possibility?
no, you're huge. You'll crush it.
not
Not that huge.
No.
some sort of harness and maybe a leash.
Yeah, we have leashes. Absolutely.
Excellent. Just looking for like the basic over the body instead of a collar over the body and a good sturdy connection for the leash.
Yeah, he'll move through another rack and he'll pull out an adjustable harness and leash, put it on the table and say 2 silver.
Excellent. I pull out 1 gold and I say, and I just hold it out.
He'll take the gold. You said something, but you broke up.
Oh, and I would wait for him to give me change.
Okay. Yep. He'll pull out change and hand you back 8 silver.
Excellent.
Anything else? We've got leather.
Do you have any hats?
Do I need a bag?
Absolutely. You want like a skull cap or like a fancy hat?
Fancy hat.
Do you like fancy hats?
Let's see. Roll me a D100, please.
I can see. I swear I can.
I can see clearly.
He starts sorting through his one of his chests. Looks back at you. Looks back at the chest. He says, "Do you favor a certain color?"
Well, I'm wearing purple robes, so whatever looks good with purple. Anybody have any knowledge of that?
Blue looks good with purple.
I'll take some blue leather hat.
I don't have blue. What else?
Yellow?
Red.
Yellow, red. All right, so he pulls out 4 hats.
Just gonna make a rainbow.
He lays down a red tricorn hat, a yellow tricorn hat, a red, like a floppy hat, circular brim, and he lays down a yellow skull cap. These are what we have in stock in those colors.
I try each of them on and face the group and go, and this one, and this one? Which one works?
The floppy red one.
I'm
Floppy
partial to
red
that
one.
red one, yes.
Well, that's enough votes for me. All right, I'll take the hat.
All
Very
right,
dashing, Nibbles.
3 silver.
I'm pretty sure he already gave you a gold.
Here's a gold. Just keep the rest. Don't care.
Thank you. All sales final.
And I turn to you guys and whisper and go, see, I understand this noble business. You overpay because it doesn't matter.
And he puts away the rest of the hats.
Did you say that where he could hear?
I mean, I whisper it. If he hears my whisper, he hears my whisper.
Finn just face palms. All right, dear friends, are we done here?
Yeah, I just need my booze.
So.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, actually, Gwenna is gonna kind of like take a quick think. So, do you book cover, recipe book cover?
Right. Book covers. Leather bound. All right. Yeah. We have several. And he pulls out a small box from the back room, brings it out to the counter, and starts pulling out different sizes of book covers. Some of them more flexible in shape than others, and says 1 silver each. Essentially, all the dyed leather colors you can imagine in all the sizes. You take your pick.
All right, so Gwenna's going to aim for a medium blue leather one.
Okay. And the medium blue leather is this, like this strap thong. It wraps around the outside and you actually buckle it on each side. It looks nice.
She'll like that.
Okay.
Finn will take out one of the silver that they received in change and hand it over.
All sales final.
Easier than breaking more money.
Starts putting the box away and pushes it back to the back.
Gwenna, what armor are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Do you have armor?
Ew.
I know, but you're squishy, Gwenna. You're squishy.
But armor, I bake.
Gwenna, we're going into dangerous territory.
So I
Haven't
give
had any
cookie.
armored aprons, would you?
But it's,
Please tell me they have. Please.
I mean,
Leather armor
you could definitely commission a studded leather armor apron. It wouldn't function as studded leather armor necessarily, but it might have its own properties.
It doesn't even have to be studded. It could just be a shirt, like one leather shirt, Gwenna. Just a little bit less squishy.
Is it pretty? Pretty.
It can be this beautiful blue, right? I'll look at the guy, right?
I'm commissioning 3 days. We could make it.
We don't have that time.
No commission. Big list, mini clients, not you.
What do you have that would fit her?
We have studded leather.
But she doesn't like the metal. Do you have regular leather?
I tried to make fancy regular leather. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have the studs.
I'm gonna poke Gwenna.
Why can't we just pull the studs out of the armor?
That would damage the integrity of the armor, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought we were just covering up the dog.
It's not pretty.
Okay.
So Gwenna's throwing a temper tantrum because the leather isn't pretty.
He says, the last time I tried to make pretty leather, nobody wanted it. Functionality, they said. Don't have any.
Oh, all right.
Let's just go to a tailor.
No,
I bet they'll have
we'll find you
different
something.
fabrics.
Or one of those other
Different,
leather
not
shops we passed on the way.
Wait, there's more. You lied to me. I know sales are final, but you lied. I'm taking the rest of my business elsewhere. And I walk out.
Okay.
Ooh.
He shrugs visibly.
I'm gonna.
You already gave him 2 gold.
I'm gonna follow him out so he doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah, we're I
Yeah.
assume we all.
All right. And
Yep.
and with that, we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and we will be right back.
Woo!
Sweet.
I can eat pie.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do.
I am 100% all about getting some pie.
You just keep going. You just keep dancing. You guys are great.
I definitely just got peanut butter on my microphone.
Peanut butter microphone. Peanut butter microphone.
Oh.
A plus. I hope nobody here is allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah. My ears are swelling up.
Right. Don't say it. I'll get it. Okay. So, you have, you spent about 20 minutes in the city as you exit the leather shop. Oh, by the way, hey, welcome back. We're here. I can do that.
Yay!
I can do that thing.
Oh yeah, people are watching.
Hi. we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's part 2 of an episode. Part 2 of the second episode, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Second of many to come.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we're going to the tailor.
Going to the tailor?
Yes.
Okay.
To the tailor.
All right.
Going to the tailor.
You get to.
Not to be confused with the tailors.
Oh shit! 1 second. Let me find the right page.
You run into the tailor. Oh no.
The tailor.
None of us are arcade. We're fine.
You walk in to this very colorful shop. It's got the those reams of cloth in various colors, sorted from purples down to reds, very bright and vibrant, dark and very bright colors, very dark colors, the whole spectrum. There are dresses all over the shop, various designs either on mannequins or on hangers, and behind the shop is a very large man. Looks to be half or full Goliath with thick, meaty hands. He watches you walk in and says, "Hello, welcome to the tailor's. I make a dress for you.
I have a question.
I have answers."
I'm going to point at my pants and ask him if he can make me a pair with a gusset in the crotch so that I can fight.
For Casey's reference, what's a gusset?
It's just a little extra fabric stitched
Okay.
into a seam.
We
They're
can do.
amazing, and
we can do.
every single pair of pants needs to have them real life.
Just expanded crotch.
Yeah.
Basically.
We just call those pants as guys, right?
Yeah, women aren't allowed to have real pants.
Oh, fair. Pockets too. And he goes, "Yes, I can make those. Very beautiful gussets?
Gussets. Yes, please. How much? I would like 2 pairs of pants with gussets.
And how quickly?
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Speed costs money.
Oh,
How much?
Off the rack instantly. We have gusset pants over here. Off the rack. And for the customized, 3 hours.
Okay. How late are you open? Could we pick them up tonight after tea?
You're going for tea.
Yes. That's something that nobles do, right? We're going for tea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be open.
Noble's tea.
I have work to finish up, as long as you buy 4 pairs of pants.
What's my total cost for that?
Each piece custom made by me.
Mm-hmm.
He starts scribbling down notes, looks at you, looks back at his notes. Each pair of pants, 3 gold.
I will hand him 15 gold and ask for 5 pairs.
5 pairs. I will begin immediately.
Thank you.
Now, shoo, I have to make pants.
Wait! No,
Pants,
no!
not shoes.
I have questions. No shoe.
What do you want?
Do you have any accessories that would look good with robes? Like I don't know. Does a tie work with robes, guys?
Mm-hmm.
We need to get you some
Absolutely.
very lovely shoulder
Are
epaulets.
you wearing the hat and the purple robes?
Yes.
Nothing goes with your outfit. It is all out of place. Who put you in this? Did you dress yourself, young child?
Not
Come
child.
with me. Come.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is fun.
He says, which is more important, robe or hat?
A dress.
This is robe, not dress.
Are you wearing your dress
I
under
take
your...
yeah. I take the robe off to show the dress. This is all that really matters. The rest of the stuff's for everyone else.
What's this dress look like?
It's kind of like a white wedding dress, but it's like really tattered up and kind of like tied so like it doesn't like drape down below. It's more tied around the waist-ish area, a little bit lower.
So like it's not in
Like
great
short skirt
condition. It's
wedding
not
dress.
a okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. He says, "All right, robe it is then. Robe covers dress." And he takes the hat and tosses it to the other side of the room. Get that when you leave. Do not leave here. And he ushers you over in front of 3 mirrors and begins to glare at you at all 3 angles and says, "Blue robe, need belt buckle, need pauldrons, need pauldrons." And walks over and grabs a shawl of blue and white with flowery embroidery, and a black belt, a thick black belt with blue inlay and stitching, and beckons you to put it on. Says, "Put this on. Look better."
Oh yes, wonderful. Let's do that. Yeah, don it.
Yep, and it draws away from the formality of the robe and looks pleasant to the eye.
All right. Yeah, are we done? Is this perfect, everyone? Am I done?
I think
Their
it looks
opinion no
smashing.
matter.
Okay. Am I done here, big sir?
He holds out his hand. 1 gold. And you don't put on that hat when you leave.
Understood.
Ben just takes the hat and puts it on.
Yeah, you can have it. I'm gonna give you 2 gold. Thank you so much for being brutally honest.
Now leave. I have pants to make.
All right, bye. Lovely man, isn't he?
Oh yes.
And he ushers you out the door, and
straightforward.
he takes his open sign and flips it over to close as the door slams behind you. And the lights stay on, and you see him start pulling out pants. And like you can see through the window, he's pulling off pants off the racks, and he's moving tables around. And he's starting to work.
Yay, pants. That I
Are
can
we gonna
fight
stay
in.
and watch him work?
No, we have a tea to go to.
Yeah, and I'm all ready and dressed up for it.
Excellent.
Do I have a little bit of time, or are we going directly to tea time?
What would you like to do?
I'll get back to the ship. Got a present to deliver.
How long have we been out? How long will it take to get there and back?
It's been, I'll say that whole exchange, walking around, 30 minutes. What did I tell you? 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
It'll take you 20 minutes to get back from wherever you are, unless you go deep.
And then we have to go through security again.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Which took about...
Do we get hand stamps?
we'll say, including security, it's 30 minutes. No hand stamps.
I suppose we have time. I think some of us need to re-up on some gold. Glances at Clay.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
I
Okay.
promise I can't
I-
read minds.
And I can drop this leather off.
Excellent.
So you're moving back to the ship?
Yep.
Okay. So moving back to the ship, going through security, takes you another 30 minutes. Anything you want to do before you turn back around?
I'm good.
What's Nibbles doing?
Yeah, Nibbles, you wanted to come back here. What do you
You're
want?
the one that wanted to go back to the ship.
Oh, we're back at the ship?
Yeah.
Sorry, mentally not there. Go find Stitch and Snitch, not Stitch.
Nibbles and Snitch. Yeah, Snitch is currently moving some boxes around inside the inside the hold. You see him kind of stacking some things up. And he turns to you and says, back already?
Yes, yes. And I coyly like walk up to him with the gloves behind my back, like, just thinking about you and the other day when we did a bit of talking on the boat, and well, I got you this, and I hand out the gloves really quickly, jerkily.
Give me a charisma check. Snitch looks at the gloves, holds them up, smiles brightly, and says, no one's ever given me something so nice. It's what do you? Thank you.
Yes. Of course. I do hope it helps with any future rope attacks. Don't want to get any burns again.
He'll reach out and give you a hug.
Yeah, of course, return gesture.
And then says, "Are you staying here? I'm about to get off shift. Maybe we sit down and play some cards."
That sounds lovely. Let me tell the crew they could finish up and get the booze and stuff, because we didn't do that yet. And yeah, I'll run up aboard, let them know. Yeah, here's 10 gold, everyone. Go get booze. So I'll pass off 10 of my gold to the crew.
Are you not joining us?
Come to
No. I'm good. I'll be here with Snitch here, and we're gonna play some cards.
Excellent. Would you like us to bring you back anything?
Whatever booze you get, I don't care. Here you go. Whoever wants to take the 10 gold.
having interacted, I'll take it. Having interacted with him, would I know his preference in alcohol?
I would.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Nibbles really has a preference too much, as long as it goes down the gullet. And then on the top of it, you could probably get from his reaction he does not care about the booze anymore.
I ship you guys so hard. It's just gross.
This is literally, here's 10 gold. Go see a movie.
Man,
Forget the sock on the door.
What fun do I have romancing all of my players?
I'll sneak down to where my stuff is and grab some more cash.
Okay, that's fair. How much you
I'm
taking?
gonna just replace the 55.
Okay.
Finn would take some time to make sure that theirs has not been tampered with.
Okay, everything seems to be in order. Anybody else?
Oh, good.
Okay. You have a very similar experience going in and back out of customs. They thoroughly search your bag and your person intrusively. But you find yourself back on the other side of the city and heading towards the market, past the market, and into the upper city. You've identified at least an area that looks nicer, and you hope to find a good tavern there. Have somebody give me a investigation check at advantage.
I am not the best at that, so.
I
mean, I can do it if no one wants to.
mean, investigation's one of mine.
By all means.
Let me get over to here.
I give Tuna some more scritches on the head, and I sneak a treat.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check.
18.
Okay. He seems to start to be responding well to the treats. You may now use these treats. Anybody may now use these treats to give themselves advantage on animal handling.
Oh, very good.
Sounds like another recipe for Gwenna.
Okay.
All right, so that
Goodness, Max.
19 investigation. You can roll it again in case you get higher.
Why not? Hey, come on, Paige.
Okay.
There we go.
Wow.
You find
Solid.
yourself moving through the more elegant part of town. You have to pass through a gate of this walled city. Your dress and your attire, and you suspect maybe the lack of a goblin made this a lot easier. The guards here open up and let you pass on, as you see a well-lit, I'd say as the sun's starting to go down, lights are starting to come up, and this portion is incredibly well-lit. Magical lanterns flooding the street all the way down and across is the hill. This roadway is a hill slowly climbing up. Buildings to your left and to your right with columns and pillars at each of their doors. Several of them residences, several of them shops with residences at a higher level. You identify very quickly that some of these shops sell magical items. Some of these shops sell well-crafted weapons and armor, although the crafting you suspect isn't done here. There's also a large temple at the end. You see the symbol of Inlo, a fierce dragon's head backed on a shield. At the front, a walkway moving to the left and the right around the shield leading into the temple itself, and you see several inns and taverns along the way. The three that catch your eye immediately are the Lady's Cup, the Gentleman's Hour, and Child's Fancy.
Say those again?
The Lady's Cup, the Gentleman's Hour, and Child's Fancy.
Gentleman's Hour?
Yep.
H-O-U-R?
H-O-U-R.
Okay. Side note, while we were walking, did we see any fancy tailors that looked like they might have magical items?
Not in the streets in the market below. Standing at these gates, yes.
Okay. Finn would. Do you guys mind if we take a quick pit stop?
Not at all.
Excellent.
No.
I would like to go in and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go up to the fancier looking tailor shop, if you will. The difference being down below, it was a shop, as you would probably normally imagine it, crowded with lots of fabrics and clothing. This one's bare. Only a couple of pieces out on display. There is ropes, like this red rope stand around the display of these three outfits. There's a jacket, there's a dress, and then there's a pair of pants. And then there is a gentleman in a suit, well-dressed, tall, lean, elven man who greets you as you enter the establishment. Hello, welcome. What can I do for you?
As we were entering, Finn becomes, before we actually get in the shop, Finn becomes rather more feminine than they appeared before.
Okay.
Hello. I was wondering, I'm actually looking for a very specific item. I was wondering if you might have one, or possibly know where I could find one. I've heard tale of armor that can change garments that can change appearance. Are you familiar with this?
Glamored. Yeah, we stock just one of those.
How much would that cost?
Give me a moment.
And Finn is being cute and flirty.
Give me a charisma check.
Just straight charisma? Persuasion?
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, wait. I'm going to touch you lightly on the shoulder.
Ooh. I feel a sense of guidance come over me. Okay, 18 total.
Okay. Let me pull up my list of magical item prices. It's a very nice list. It's just sorted poorly. There we go, alphabetically. He says 2,000 gold.
And that's Is that a strict price? She says, continuingly flirty.
Dear, we could work out a trade, but what do you have?
Unfortunately, not much at the moment. Equipment-wise, I have nothing fancy. Unfortunately, I don't have any wares to trade at the moment. Well, I suppose that is a bit beyond my current budget. Though I do appreciate your time.
It'll likely be here, or at least another one, if you find your way here with more money.
Of course. I'm so sorry, sir. What was your name?
Alexander.
Alexander, pleasure to meet you. My name is Finn.
Lovely, Finn.
And I do the handshake.
Yep.
Anyway, I should be off. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, that works for me. And then as we leave, Finn's appearance reverts to the Finn you're all used to, which is, by the way, Finn is very androgynous, unless they don't want to be. So, my friends, would you prefer the ladies' cup, the gentleman's hour, or the child's fancy? Fancy?
Fancy.
Fancy.
I like the sound of the ladies' cup.
No. Child
Seems like
fancy.
there might be ladies there.
I like the sound of things that are fancy.
Well, we've got 2 for fancy and 1 for the ladies' cup.
You can see that each of these is heavily themed as you look at them. One of them seems to serve wine, higher end. Has has a normal assortment of drinks, but prides itself on wine. The plaque itself is a lady in a dress holding a wine cup. The gentleman's hour fancies itself in higher quality whiskeys and hard liquors. Again, the normal assortment, but this themed himself that way. The child's fancy seems to be you hear music coming out of it. There's a band playing, multiple bards, if you will, and it seems more lively.
There's bards there?
Honestly, I think that this one seems a little more lively. We have some time. We have what, like 3-4 hours?
You, at this time, 30 minutes. Yeah, 4.5.
4.5. We have some time. Perhaps we start here and work our way over to the ladies' cup. What do you think?
Oh.
That sounds like a
tea
wonderful
crawl.
plan. A tea crawl.
Oh, can that be a thing?
Yes.
That is definitely a thing. It is invented. All right, I guess the brunch bunch goes on to, wait, is it brunch bunch? Brunch brigade? Brunch bunch. I think we're the brunch bunch.
I think we settled on the brunch bunch.
Yeah, okay. The brunch bunch heads our way over to the children's fancy.
At this point, y'all are becoming more the bar hoppers. Okay, so you said you're going to the child's fancy.
Yes.
Okay, as you walk in, there is this one's thicker in bodies. There's a lot of people here in a small space. There aren't any spaces at the bar. All seats seem to be taken, and a lot of people are just standing around talking in the spaces where you would normally walk. The band, if you will, is 3 individuals, 2 ladies and a young gentleman, playing a pair of lutes and a set of hand drums, and it's a lovely tune. It seems to be echoed a bit from the shape of the stage to project music out louder, and they're playing a kind of this, we'll just call it fantasy rock. The way to get drinks seems to be to push your way to the bar and wait to get somebody's attention.
Okay. Are there any tables that have room for 4?
There are 0 tables available. They are all full.
Okay.
You think if you waited long enough and position yourself strategically, you might be able to secure one given time.
Okay. I look at the group. I'm like, what do you think? Worth our time?
I'm already dancing.
I like the band.
Give me
Good
a...
beat, you can dance to it.
I'm going to turn on my own music and let's see if this matches up.
Give it an 8.5.
I like we're all just assuming that it's a good band. Like, hey, how good is this band, Casey?
I make no assumptions. I just dance when there's a beat.
My kind of lady.
This music is good. It's of quality.
Excellent.
On a scale of 1 to 20, I'd call it a 17.
On a scale of 1 to Anthony Piles, how good is this?
If you were a person who heard this band and Anthony Piles side by side, this band is better. Anthony's has more spirit, maybe more ruggedness, but this is a better band. These are trained musicians. Anthony's more of a guy who picked up guitar in college.
God, I love him even more.
I don't know if he's the guy on the lawn playing the acoustic guitar, but he might be.
I might be in love. Okay. Yeah, I suppose we should at least get one drink while we're here. Do they have anything fancy?
They don't have anything, say high quality, but they definitely have sugary drinks. They have mixed drinks, essentially, is what we're getting. As you look around at everybody's cups, they're these big, wide glasses or tall glasses with varying colors and swirls of liquor.
Excellent.
I do none of that.
Gwenna is all over that.
Okay. Every drink is 5 silver.
All right.
As you make your way to the bar, you kind of wait for a space to open. You get your elbow in, and you flag down the bartender. They make their way over to you, get your drink. Takes a few minutes, and you are served. Give me a performance check for your dance, Granny.
Da, 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 da.
We can do a spoopy emote. We just have to unlock the next emote.
We need to unlock the next emote.
How do we unlock
I get more emotes per subscribers. So like every time I hit a new max subscriber number, I get more emotes. Is it not telling me?
Has nothing to do with bits, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. The Sadra and Spoopy and everybody who's been gifting subs has made the 4 emotes possible.
Speaking of which, how remiss am I?
What's that?
Oh, I rolled an 8 on my performance, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You dance an 8. It's an 8.
I dance an 8.
But you know what?
I am a tiny little white
Wait.
gnome.
Is that an 8 out of 10? Like, it's usually it's a scale of 10, and you dance an 8.
The
I'm thinking it's an 8 out of a 20.
thing about your 8 is most people around you are also dancing an 8. Nobody here is particularly fantastic.
There's nobody around with sick moves.
Right. Oh, hey, I do have an open emote slot. I just need an image. So we'll have to figure out what the next emote is.
I will send you. I am sending you one. I mean, you don't have to use.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Say, and I may have a vote that I can send you. I have to resize it, but yeah. Anyway, yes, dancing and drinks.
Okay. So the
I got really distracted.
the night goes. Well, not the night. While you're here, and however long do you plan to be here? 30 minutes, an hour? What are we talking? How you feeling this out? How you feeling this
2
place?
drinks?
2 drinks?
I'm not drinking at this one because I don't do that weird sugary stuff. It's bad for my battle forms.
Okay, so we'll say about an hour goes by, and Granny, even if she's not doing so hot, she's got stamina. whatever her moves are, they've been translated, and other people are starting to do the granny.
Hell yeah.
Gwenna, what's that?
I should try to do the granny.
Give me a performance check.
Granny would definitely encourage you to do that.
This is a bad idea. Hey.
It's good. You'll get nice and loose. It'll make
you
you
actually
better at you.
The thing is, you're doing it too well, and it's not quite syncing up because hers lacks that. Yeah. No. Yeah. You start to get the flow. What you're missing is being a gnome and being of that size. It's the only disconnect. Yeah. It's the only disconnect. But you look about as good as everybody else. As they've started to make room for her as she's. Are you wearing your armor?
Me? Always.
Yeah. So she's just this little, like 40, like little 200-pound bullet who's just dancing around, and people are getting out of her way. She's a mini mosh pit. Yeah. So, what would you like to do now as you leave the child's fancy?
That's fun, guys.
Gosh, I wonder what's going on with Nibbles and Snitch.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
That's fair. Nibbles and Snitch find themselves playing cards. Snitch has managed to convince a couple other people to join the table and has been trying to keep them at the table and assist you with your gambling through the night. So if you could give me a gambling check, your dice check at advantage.
Okay, sure. Well, that was going to be under dexterity is what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There are different approaches, but this seems like a fair one as you try to manipulate the dice in a somehow not cheating manner.
And then +2 for proficiency.
Okay, and roll it again.
Oh, yeah, right. Advantage. Go back there. I learned I was supposed to lose, so I've been losing.
So, how this works out is Snitch isn't so good at the poker face. So every time he's trying to convince other people to bet more and put more money down, they're hesitant. And when he tries to switch tactics to convince them to put money in when they shouldn't, they catch on, and it's just not very good at hiding that face tension, right? So the next hour or so of gambling, you actually lose about 2 gold. They seem happy enough and they're willing to stay gambling with you throughout the night, but what would you like to do?
I'll play essentially one more roll worth of rounds,
okay.
But then afterwards I want to gesture them all to get out except Snitch.
Okay, so go ahead and give me another gambling roll at normal. Give it to me at normal, and then give me a persuasion check, please. Okay. Okay. It's not so much that you're able to convince them to leave as much as you just pulled in 5 gold from each of them, adding 10 more to your pot, so up 8 for the night. And they're busted. They just lost their week's pay.
Ben's really onto something here. Lose and then win.
And they get up and they next week. I'll see you next week.
Oh yes, definitely. Till then.
And they grumble and they leave. And Snitch turns to you and says, "You did better that time."
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it there, Snitch. Do you care to do a one-on-one, a little bit of a different type of poker game? Different odds, different stakes.
Why is this goblin so fucking smooth?
Let me think about this. You may give me a skill check, but you choose it. You choose which skill check this is.
All right. We'll play it under wisdom actually on this one.
Okay.
Just because that gives him the advantage on this. But the idea is to do strip poker with him. I don't need to know anything else other than how bad I either win or lose.
Oh, I understand. I've handled details I don't want to handle before. This is how we do this. Go ahead, give me your check.
All right. So straight wisdom.
Oh
Okay.
man,
Okay.
your rolls tonight.
Well, that's a -3, so.
Now give me a flat charisma, please.
Okay. He's catching on. I'm throwing the game.
I got it. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay. Snitch says, actually, I've got an early morning, so I should probably get to sleep. Though maybe next time, that'd be fantastic. And bids you farewell and heads off to the shared cabin.
All right. And then when he leaves, the chase begins.
Yeah. And with that, anything else you'd like to do for the night?
Nibbles.
No, I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
good.
I
I assume it's too late to make it to the tea party now.
To the bar.
At the bar.
I will say that there are about an hour and a half left, and it would take 30 minutes to get to him.
Yeah, I book it there like, well, that was a lot of fun. Let's see if I can get drunk real quick.
Okay.
I do enjoy tea parties.
He doesn't know where we are.
Right. So,
Love it.
we'll come back to you when an appropriate amount of time has passed for them. So back at the bar, as you step out, and the streets are more alive with the evening crowd now, as people are moving up and down the streets. It's the respectable of the nobles have probably went to their houses and are bedding down or whatever, but the more lively of them are starting to be in the streets. You see up here not soldiers but tailors, the red cloaked hooded figures, a couple of them with their cloaks down, cloaks up, but they all seem off duty, but just not removing said uniform as they're perusing the streets just like you are.
It's polite of them to announce themselves.
What do we know about the tailors?
Okay, everybody give me a history check. Fair question.
Oh.
Okay, so 3, 21, 6, 19. All right, so Jamie, Granny knows that they exist and that they're the anti-magic squad. Clay and Gwen is more or less the same. They're harsh people.
Must be where we came from.
Clay, learned, and Finn, more learned individuals. They are the anti-magic squad. They are Inlow's personal strike force. They are spread throughout the world, hunting down arcane wizards. They have the same faults as normal people. They may be out here as a... they may be wearing these... They're probably wearing these shawls or these... this cloak shawl piece thing as a, hey, look at me, to help attract attention, to help be bullies, whatever it is. It's kind of a badge of pride. Now, not all tailors are out here wearing their uniform, if you will. Some are probably legitimately being off. They're not necessarily nice people. They are definitely recruited in because of their talent and because of their strong core belief in Inlow's purpose and drive to wipe out all wizards. And Inlow is just an evil person. The city itself isn't teeming with murder and chaos, mostly for the sole reason that would just bring undue attention. So there is a bit of peacekeeping that happens, but the principles and the driving force behind Enlo do seep its way through the crowd. And that's exactly what you see as somebody stumbles out of the gentleman's hour with a bit of red expanding on his shirt as he stumbles into the streets and falls onto the ground.
I will run up to this person to see if they're okay.
There is there's definitely a stab wound in his chest, and the blood is what you see spreading from his chest. And somebody walks out of the bar, a bloody knife in his hand.
Are they dressed in tailor garb?
They are not. They are. It looks like just a dude.
Are the tailors doing anything?
The tailors are looking, but they're not rushing to anybody's aid.
Finn will mosey over.
Okay. And the man at the other end of the bar says, I don't want to catch you in here again. Turns around and walks in.
Does he say that to the person with the wound or the person with the knife?
With the wound. The person with the knife says that to the person with the wound and then goes back in the bar.
Is the person with the wound, like, conscious?
Well, yes. Medicine check will tell you for how long, but probably not long is the answer. Yeah, he's not going to be seen around here again because he's going to die. That is bleeding from a bad spot? Okay. Your hand lights up with a radiant energy as you press it against his body, and the wound seals up. As I...
A D8? Or did it roll it?
It rolled it.
Okay.
As you give him 4 hit points as he coughs and sputters. Who's got a passive perception above 14? Okay.
Check.
14 and above. The tailors take note. One of them pulls out a notepad and begins to write something.
I make it very obvious that I'm watching him do this.
Okay.
I just smile politely.
Okay. Noted. But the man sputters and stands up, looks at you, looks back at the bar, pulls out a knife, and starts to walk into the bar.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Persuasion check. He stops mid-step, his first foot on the stairs. Looks back and says, what do you care?
Well, I don't want to waste my time fixing people that are just going to get themselves killed. And the time's already spent.
So I'm curious. What did you do to earn that?
I mean... It's not about what I earned to get this. It's about what I'm about to do to him.
That's not an answer. I'm curious.
I don't owe you any
Humor
answers.
me.
Fuck off.
Finn pouts.
He takes 3 more steps towards the door, stops,
Go ahead.
and then
No,
starts
go ahead.
walking the other way down the street, shoving his knife into his belt aggressively, angrily. He just stomps off.
Is this our next start? Is this our next stop? Maybe we should go have a drink in there.
You want to enjoy the gentleman's hour instead of the ladies' cup?
Is that
It's
the
a
next one in line? I mean, I'm a whiskey drinker myself, so...
That does sound good. I know that Clay wanted the ladies.
I would love a whiskey.
Excellent. Gwenna,
Yeah.
you comfortable with this?
You can see her kind of like looking back towards Child's fancies. Colorful drinks are what she does. And she's just kind of like,
we'll see if they have anything for you here.
I bet they have something pretty here.
And I do the gentle like pat on the back. Come on, we'll be okay. We'll find you something nice.
Gwenna, we'll be able to find you something tasty in here.
I scritch the corgi.
yeah. Continue to scritch tuna.
Yes.
Okay. As you walk into the gentleman's hour, a thick cloud of smoke rests at about head level. Seems to double as a whiskey and smoking lounge. There are not as many people here. It is a more quiet atmosphere. You can still hear the music playing a couple doors down from Child's Fancy, but the atmosphere here is grittier. And you see, following the path of blood from the man, as it kind of dripped from each... There's a trail, and you can see where he was stabbed. Those who are observant enough, say a 12 on your passive perception, you see that there is some spilt alcohol. Whatever this altercation was, it was over spilt drink. And most people here, they're not freaked out, they're not panicking. They've already gone back to their business. Kind of like you would expect in a tavern brawl. But somebody got stabbed.
Finn is strangely at home here.
Sounds delicious.
There are also three tailors of note in this bar.
I will walk up to the bar and I will point to the spot on the floor and ask what it was, because it smells delicious and I think that's what I'd like to drink.
I assume you mean the alcohol, not the blood.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can assume whatever you want.
Assumptions are made. Continue.
The bartender, she looks at you and looks down at the floor. Says, let me think. That was, the 45. 1 second. And she walks up to the shelf of various bottles, counts up a few, grabs a bottle, pours a short glass, pops in a couple ice cubes, and puts it on the bar in front of you. Says, you opening a tab? You going to be here a while?
I'll probably have this and one other.
Okay. We'll say a gold for both.
I will pay the gold now.
She'll take it. Anything for your friends? She pockets it and turns around.
I look
Friends.
around. Does anybody have any fancy frou-frou drinks for Miss Gwenna? Any like mixed cocktails?
There are definitely tall glasses with they're not as colorful, but they are mixed.
You can see Gwenna kind of eyeing them like.
Yeah, I mean it's a brownish. Looks like a brownish liquid. In fact, you see her making one, and she's pulling several liquors off the bar and mixing them in together, splashing in a little bit of syrup.
I want the blue drink again. I want blue drink.
Blue drink? I don't know if they have the blue drink here, darling.
Brown. I know they have the different color browns. I want the blue and the purple drinks again.
Well, we can certainly ask. Finn would approach.
Okay.
Is it
Granny minor illusion at blue?
I could minor illusion it blue.
Can you change the flavor? No, you can't. Never mind. That's a different thing. Finn will walk up. You said it was a lady bartender?
Yes.
Hello, my dear lady. I was wondering, do you have any sweet beverages, preferably blues, purples?
Colors. We're talking colors and sugars. We can do a yellow.
I look at Gwenna. Yellow? Well, what do you have that's sweet, regardless of color?
We have the. I don't know if I'm just gonna continue to make up like fantasy drink names and just be like, we have the amaretto sour, the Long Island iced tea. Yeah, she essentially explains those. She's got some sour mixes, some sweet mixes.
Okay.
We should definitely get her a Long Island iced tea and turn it blue.
I think that's actually a fantastic idea. It would be the
Doesn't Druidcraft do
Blue
that?
Bay.
I'm gonna wander up there, also.
There you go. Yeah.
You can do that with Druidcraft.
You can.
I don't know if it's the color, but you can add the flavor.
I love it. Yeah, I suppose we'll take one and see how it works. If she doesn't drink it, I will.
You can make anything taste good, Gwenna.
This is true. It's true. I'm very good. I'm very good.
There you go. All right, we'll take one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wander up to the bar and ask for 2 of what that. Wait, you're not obviously 2 of the ones that were on the floor,
Okay.
not the blood. The drink.
Why does nobody go for the blood?
Yeah, the bartender will tend your drinks as ordered. Are you getting anything, Gwen? Are we trying to find the sweetest thing as well?
She's gonna go for the sweetest thing available.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna shift over to our good friend Nibbles. Nibbles, you're walking through the street and you get to the point where that man had been mugged earlier. You see movement in the alley, and it's somebody pulling off his shoes and pants as the man himself is motionless.
Oh, okay. So a man on the ground and someone else is pulling off his shoes and pants. Trouble in front of me. Stay out of trouble. Just this once it wouldn't hurt. It's in the alleyway. And I charge down there. Hey, what are you doing?
Ah! Oh gosh! What are you? He's got 2 pairs of shoes in his hands and a pair of pants.
Pairs?
Like a pair of shoes and pants in his hands, and nothing. Getting some shoes and pants. I have shoes and pants now. They're mine, not yours.
Okay, I don't care. Did you do this to him?
No.
All right, then get out of here.
Give me an intimidate check.
I have no idea where this is going. Oh.
He scampers past. He walks out of there with his boots and pants. And in front of you is it's the gentleman from earlier. He is now without pants. He's sprawled out in the alleyway, motionless.
All right, staying out of trouble. So I walk over to him and I take out 10 gold of my own and place it like I open up. Yeah, I place it in his pocket of his. Does his shirt have pockets?
Sure.
All right. Hopefully this helps. And I walk out. Do a good deed for someone else. Good deeds happen to you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you just.
Someone's gonna steal his shirt.
All right, and you make your way out and start moving through the market. It's closed. Everything's.
I go basically bar to bar and just go. Do we have a Clay, a Granny, a Finn, a Gwen, a Tuna?
Just call Tuna.
And then leave.
All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Call Tuna at every bar.
Really need like a luck check here. Yeah, Tuna.
Animal handling check at every door.
I swear, if everyone gets a better handling check than me every single time, I'm gonna lose it.
I didn't mean to make your dog a point of conflict.
But
Okay.
It's so funny.
But it's so fun.
You eventually find your way through the bars, most of them, and You get stopped at the gate to the upper city. And the guards there, as you approach, get in your way, physically block you. Doors closed. But in this aggressive, standoffish way, and they shout, "Stop! What do you want? We're not peddling around here. Go back to the lower city."
I'm looking for friends.
Good for you.
They could be over here.
They could be.
And so I'm going to go find them.
You're gonna go back to the lower city there.
Why can't I go to the upper city?
Because I don't like you and you don't look good.
That makes 2 of us. I'm still gonna go through.
No, you're
I'll
not.
try to attempt
Okay. Let's make this a contested athletics check. And we're gonna...
Is there any chance that we are within earshot?
Not at this moment.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to roll for 1 with assistance. We'll call this +3. 17. And they take you and they grab you by the shoulders and spin you around and push you back towards the lower city.
At least give me a better reason than you just don't like the way I look.
We won't let your kind in here.
I call bullshit, but whatever. And I storm away.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
You make your anything of significance you want to do up in the upper city before you return to the ship.
If we have an opportunity, if there are any other fancy tailors who may or may not have the magic item I'm looking for, I'd like to maybe stop in and just see. We don't necessarily have to roleplay everyone if there's...
Sure. As you're looking around, there's one other shop that might have it. They just didn't have that particular item. And all the items you find are similarly priced as you begin looking through their catalogs.
Okay. Mostly just checking price tags. Shopping around.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me one. Roll. Give me a D100. Let me pull up my list. Let's see. A 12. Okay. Of significance that you could afford, you find Dust of Disappearance for 300 gold.
And what is this Dust of Disappearance?
Dust of Disappearance is a small packet, powder resembling fine sand. There's enough for 1 use. When you throw it into the air, you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for a number of minutes.
Ooh. Does that follow me if I move? Or is it just in that area?
It works as the invisibility spell for you and all creatures within 10 feet. 1 use, 2d4 minutes, 300 gold.
Finn is very interested in that, but Finn only has 109 gold and 7 silver on them.
How much are you short?
Basically 200.
Oh, I didn't bring that much with me.
Too bad Nibbles isn't with you guys.
I know, right? Finn would discuss with the group, would anybody be willing to spot me 200 gold? I obviously have plenty back on the ship, but...
We can spot you part of that.
I have 99.
9.
I have I have less than 90. I have 85.
If I could do some quick math.
84, sorry. I spent 1 at the bar.
That is
Don't
13.
suffer.
That puts me at 283 plus 9. That puts me at 292. You wouldn't happen to be willing to cut it down? I currently have only about 290 gold on.
Give me a persuasion check. DC is 8.
I better get above an 8. Oh no! Give me a second. Can you roll for me? It's a +5. I just
Sure.
because I disconnected earlier.
I'll roll a
Roll
d20.
20 is being crap.
You got it for 292.
Yay! Excellent. I owe play 99. I owe Gran. I wanted to say Gwyn, but it wasn't. Gran, I owe 84. Excellent. Excellent. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate your business. Whatever. I can't brain right now. I'm sorry. Pretend that was more eloquent.
All right. So the you all eventually gather back into the ship, having avoided a couple of close calls or troubling situations. The captain seemingly worried and impatient as you all kind of arrive at the same time. Nibbles a few minutes ahead of time. He was starting to get worried, but you make it, and he loads off the last of the ship. Again, going through the customs process and going through the large scanner, we'll call it the magic detector, on the outside of the port. And you start sailing away again around, having finished off your second week of travel. I didn't actually intend for these to be like 1 week per session.
But it works out kind of nice, doesn't it?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. This is this unique moment where you get to like get a little bit of a taste of what each of these countries in the setting is, interact with it, move on, maybe have some trouble, maybe not. But good. Let's do the next week. So for the next week of travel, so we'll kick off at the next port. What would each of you like to do? And we're going to start with Gwyn at this time.
So I think I'm going to assume like Finn's been trying to spar with everyone, and every time Finn has tried to spar with Gwenna has like found an excuse, or she's developed a really good way of just like running for the nearest barrel and hiding behind it.
Okay.
I would love to contest check that, but it's okay.
So this, I don't know, maybe this is the week Gwenna gets caught.
Okay.
But she is actively avoiding sparring.
All right. So let's make it a deception check. Not a stealth check, but avoiding. I'm busy. Walk away every time you see the intent. Okay, noted. So a few times throughout the week, Finn, as you are intent on maybe sparring or spending some time with, even just harmlessly spending time with Gwen, and you notice she actively avoids you, just turns away and walks the other direction, or tries to look busy, or puts her head in a book, or bends down the put. Is going out of her way to avoid you. Would you respond in any way?
After a while, yeah. One of her more failed attempts at avoiding me, I would, Gwenna, Why are you avoiding me?
Straightforward.
No reason, no sparring, fighting.
You don't want to fight
Tick
or
boom
spar?
reason.
That's okay. We don't have to spar. The reason I've been sparring with people, I'm sorry that it's made you uncomfortable. The reason I wanted to spar with people is to see what they are capable of. Now, if you're not the fighting type, that's no problem. What are you good at besides cooking? Your cooking is fantastic. But what are you good at?
Finding.
You're good at finding?
And she'll just kind of like show her secret pockets and like point to all of her herbs.
How did you find a bunch of herbs? We're on a ship in the middle of the ocean.
You gotta know where to look.
Wow, I am
under barrel, over the side of the boat. Shoes.
Very interesting. You like shoes involving shoes and flowers?
Both things are good.
I have a very Would you like to see something very interesting?
Involving shoes and flowers?
Yes, in fact. I pull out. What did I call it? Let's see here. I pull out my soggy wood of flower making. And I let her look at it and see and enjoy the boot.
Is that like an endless supply of herbs?
Can we control what flowers this creates?
You can't control which flowers it creates. It's a random flower each time, and you need a place where a flower could grow.
Okay.
Well, I show it.
So with enough time, yeah, eventually.
Okay, I show it off, and you wouldn't happen to have any sort of like dirt, like potted plants, would you?
Just going through the pockets.
It's a potted plant.
She might, knowing her, she might have like some grass that she kind of like took a tuft out, so there's like a little
root pile.
But
I love this idea.
I don't know if that's enough.
Are you gonna let us have that, Casey?
You mean stomp the boot on a small pile of dirt?
Yeah, just like a little boop.
Go for it. Give it a try. You could try anything.
Excellent. Finn will put on the soggy boot, grudgingly, and is this an attuned item?
Wouldn't that be just devilish?
I love it.
No.
Okay.
But, no, it wouldn't.
Okay. Finn will do the thing and will the flowers.
All right, so gently tapping your soggy boot into the tiny pile of dirt, and you pull it away. And as your boot pulls away, a patch of clovers pop out. 5 3-leaf clovers.
Gwen is very happy and immediately scoops the clovers back and puts them in her pocket. I like good boot. I like boot.
It is an excellent boot. It also creates quite a bit of water.
Andy?
Shoot the boot. Shoot the boot. Shoot the boot.
No.
Finn would not have done that. Just saying.
Granny would definitely shoot the boot.
Granny can shoot the boot later. Yeah, so we have a little bonding moment over Finn's amazing boot. And I've been on a quest for quite a long time now looking for its partner. I have no idea where to look. Anyway, if you
looking
come across
for what?
Its partner. I only have one boot. So
double flower
boots would be pretty amazing.
We should have got you a boot made.
Well, are you there? You're just standing in the corner there.
Ted reading his book.
He pulls down his book. Small ship.
Quina, so again, we don't need to spar, but other than collecting things and finding things, what sort of can you do magic?
Yeah, you can do some magic, a little bit.
What kind of magic can you do?
Heal the things, shape the things, fog.
Fog. Ooh, that
Really
would be
good at
very
fog.
useful. Excellent, excellent.
See, I don't, Gwen, I don't fight. I'm
Don't
not
fight?
good at that. I hide. Hiding better.
How do you hide? Says the
Fog.
person who has noticed them not hiding very well.
I use fog.
Fog is good.
Tuna helps.
Tuna
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not really. She's supposed to help. She doesn't help, but she's supposed to. We're working on that.
Of course. Those are all very interesting things, but you don't do any combat magic. Mostly utility magic.
I mean, I do one thing. I only did it once. And the only reason I did it is because someone stole a pastry. It wasn't very nice.
Oh no. Who would steal pastries? That's awful.
Very rude man.
Very rude man.
I banned him. No more.
You banned him no more. Wow.
Nope.
What did you do though? What magic did you do?
I hit him with my rolling pin.
Oh. I know you're
Magic.
not a fan of sparring, but would you at least show me? You don't have to hit anybody. I'm sure we can find something for you to hit.
Okay. So Gwen will look around and she'll look for like
a bag of flour.
Bag of flour, something crunchable that's not human.
There is a bag of flour or a bag of rice.
Okay. So Gwenna will put down her dog carrier and take out her rolling pin.
Okay.
And she will do a very quiet battle cry because she doesn't want to spook anybody else.
What would that sound
on the
like?
Ship.
Okay.
And then she will cast Shillelagh on her rolling pin and smack the flower.
All right. Roll an attack for me.
Yeah.
So
wow, you just wrecked it.
Here's what happens. The rolling pin elongates suddenly. It keeps its general shape, but at the end it curves a bit, and where the roller is knots up into this gnarly club. So it's long quarterstaff with a club on the end, and she brings it down like a woodsman, bringing her hands together and smashing it into the bag of rice. Was it flour or rice?
I said flour, but I think rice would be more fun.
Okay. Bringing it down to the bag of rice as the bag itself it first dents in and then explodes open. The canvas sack ripping at the seams as rice goes splattering into the wall and then pouring down into the sides. The swing continues into the wall, where it lets out a loud thud that everybody in the vicinity hears. A few sailors jumping up in startlement. Ah!
Sorry. Be quiet.
Quinna, that was amazing. I know that you said you don't like combat, and I can understand that, but that was fantastic. I pity anybody who steals pastries from you.
Yeah, don't touch my cooking.
Don't touch the cooking.
Don't touch.
Excellent. I am very impressed. Now, if someone were to attack you or steal your pastries, you wouldn't hesitate, would you?
The pastries I might hesitate a little bit. Might see what story is.
You could hold back.
Tuna, though, then I kill you.
Finn is absolutely delighted. That's excellent. I am. You are fantastic. We're friends, right?
Yes, friend. New friend.
May I-
Yes, friend.
May I hug you?
Ah.
Big hug. Absolutely biggest hug.
Okay. All right. Nibbles.
Hearing the commotion of Finn actually trying to fight us all and stuff, I go around trying to rouse a crowd for gambling about my spar against Finn.
Okay. So
Knowing that I will be in the fight, I will not be betting, but I want others to bet.
Give me a persuasion roll real quick. Okay, noted. Now, you all get wind that for the last day or so, Nibbles has been planting the seed and hype for a sparring match. And one day, Finn, you come out to the deck, and there was actually a crowd of people. And there is Finn waiting for you on the other side where you sparred with the other two.
Okay.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Clay is definitely watching this.
All right. Well, hello there.
Is it my turn?
I was hoping you were going to say that. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Finn pulls out the rapier and does like the fancy flourish that one would. Let's do this.
One question. Do I give it my all? Do I give it my best? I won't kill you. I understand that's a rule in sparring.
Yeah. Do not kill me, but show me what you've got.
Definitely.
Excellent.
All right, roll initiative.
As a rogue fighting one-on-one with a barbarian, I'm gonna die.
I don't have that kind of stats.
Hey, look at that initiative.
You first.
Too bad I'm not an assassin.
Oh yeah.
I can't get it to roll directly, so I'm just gonna do it this way.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I hate to be that person, but can you describe the scene, what's going on, and what is around?
So
basically, can I hide?
Right. So you are. It is the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the middle of the ship. There is a platform on the far end for the bow and one on the other end for whatever that's called. There's a mast, a big pole in the middle. There are some barrels off to the side, kind of roped tightly against the against the side of the ship. There are ropes for climbing and for moving and manipulating the sails, and there are railings on the edge of the ship.
Okay. Finn would like to attempt to basically misdirect and then hide. Misdirect is not specifically an action. Let's see.
You have your bonus action hide yet?
I do. I got it at second level.
Okay. So if you'd like to use your action to try to be deceptive, that's like an actual ability. Just tell me what you do.
Hey, look, a monkey.
We'll see it. Tell me what you do.
I would say quietly. Okay, so where is his boyfriend at the moment?
In the crowd.
Okay. Would he be within eyes shot of Nibbles?
I'm picturing him behind Nibbles.
Excellent. I would say something along the lines of, your friend is watching with the intent of making him look.
Mhm.
And then if he looks, I would be...
Okay. So here's how I handle contested rolls for the most part like this. Give me a deception roll.
Let's see if it'll roll this time.
Okay. And it's up to Nibbles to look at that score and decide how he wants to do it. Otherwise, I don't get too deep into contested skill checks.
I'm gonna say, regardless of the number, he was gonna, if it was rolling low enough that he would actually know it, versus you roll high enough he wouldn't. Either way, he's gonna look, because one, if he knows what's going on, he's playing into it. If he doesn't know what's going on, he really just wants to look back at Snitch. Which, in this case, he just really wants to look back at Snitch. So yeah, he turns around and waves.
I'll give you a stealth check against his passive.
Win.
Excellent. 13.
Okay. That beats your passive of like 7, right?
Yeah. It's not like 7, it is 7.
You turn back around and you don't see.
As long as it wasn't a natural 1 or 2.
More or less. Yeah. You turn back around and you don't see the rogue. All right, so
this isn't much of a sparring match. I pull my javelin out and I just ready in action for when the head pops up.
Interesting. Okay. I know how I'm going to do this. All right, you're up.
I would like to, if I can get behind, sneak up and pummel him in the back of the head.
From a vantage from your hiding point, leaving that cover would make you visible. What I will give you is a sneak attack with a ranged object, but then his action will go off.
Okay.
We were just fighting broad daylight in an open ship. Sorry.
With a bunch of people watching.
I know. I only have daggers and I don't want to actually stab him. Would I be proficient enough to throw a dagger and have it hit him with the hilt instead of the blade?
The only way you do subdual damage is melee.
Well, great.
You only have to subdual the last hit point.
I know. Is there a... You know what? Screw it. I'm going to throw a freaking dagger at him.
Okay.
He can take it.
Excellent.
I did anything but a 20, right? Okay.
It rolled damage. It didn't roll to hit.
Oh, that's fair.
Where?
Oh, no, you're right.
That's the damage. So go ahead and just roll a d20 and what's it, 5 plus 5?
Yeah. That is...
We're going to get there eventually. Okay. So a 20 hits is what I'm tracking.
Yeah.
Okay, so
7
points of damage as she pops out, launches a dagger. Give me your javelin shot.
Actually, I was curious. I don't know, with readied actions, can you actually disregard your ready action that you have already set?
I mean, yeah, why not? You just can't get another...
Nope, I just want my next turn.
You will still have your next turn if you use your ready action.
I know, I don't want to use it.
That's fair. Take 7 points of damage as a dagger hits you in the chest.
Just did. So now it's my turn?
It is your turn.
Alright,
excuse you, I have a bonus action.
My bad.
You may.
I would like to try and hide again. Dodge around
spot
another barrel. Hey man, it's a rogue action.
It's definitely something you can attempt.
I will attempt. You can make the DC.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, how it... In combat against monsters, this is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Give it to me at a disadvantage.
17.
Okay. You see her duck behind some barrels. You can't see her, but she's behind barrels.
Where she popped her head up, how far away is that?
30 feet.
30
No,
feet?
she's 30 feet from you now. It would take all your movement to get to her, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
There's not a lot of room on the ship.
Yeah, I'll move right up to her and go into a rage. Reckless attack. Great sword, and if I hit, I'm also doing Fury of the Small.
Okay.
And it's at advantage because it's reckless. Sorry.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, so the goblin screams in fury, charges across from the across from you to the barrels where you ducked in, brings the greatsword up, hits for 11 plus. What is it? A D6 or a D4?
For what?
Fury of the Small.
Fury of
It's
the Small is
equal to
just
his
2
level.
more damage. No.
Okay.
So
It's just
13.
so it would and then
It's-
plus my rage,
2.
so 15 damage.
So
15
well, I'm
damage.
going with the 9.
Oh, you're going with the 9?
Well, you rolled the
Okay.
damage, yeah. So if
Yeah.
you always roll advantage, anyway. So 9 plus 2 plus 2.
Yes,
13. All right, so 13 points of damage as he
That
brings the
number.
greatsword down into the like right. You were doing the subdued, right? Non-lethal.
Again?
Non-lethally?
Yeah, non-lethal. Yeah.
As he brings the flat end of the greatsword right into your clavicle and burrs you into the wood. You keep your footing, just barely.
Excellent. Finn is happy about getting her ass kicked by everybody because that means they're decent combatants. I'm really actually genuinely excited about that. Yeah, Finn will call it at that point and stand up extremely bruised.
Oh, others did better than me.
You did fantastic. Thank you for not cutting my head off.
Thank you. I gesture my hand out.
And I shake the hand, and with the other hand, I pull the dagger out of his shoulder.
Yeah. And you could see like the big red welt starting to form. There's already where the edges of the blade hit. There's a streak of there's a cut along the neck.
Oh, that's gonna hurt
Yeah.
tomorrow. Oh, it hurts today. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Excellent combat. Where did you learn to fight like that?
Homeland.
Homeland.
Yeah. When you gamble your money away, the only thing you could do is kill things to get money. So I killed things.
Fair enough. Excellent. I am quite impressed. Well done.
Thank you.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna go find Gran.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Gran is watching. Gran is about to pull her axe out and
I want to know
poke.
if Gran betted.
Gran wouldn't have bet because Gran has already fought Finn.
Yeah, Finn is. I'm a rogue. I can't one-on-one. I am useless. So, that's why I really want to get to actually fight. Okay.
Clay's gonna walk over and touch you on the shoulder again. May I?
You certainly may.
All right.
I'm going to pull my axe out and poke Clay.
There you go.
Yes. Yes.
It's
I feel much
it's not as
better.
many, but
Well, I'm up from 4. That's 12.
yes.
Thank you. That is so much better. I really appreciate you.
Nibbles, do you want that dagger hole fixed? Or do you want to just go against the pally with the dagger hole?
Oh no, I'm poking you.
You're poking me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh, I
gonna
thought you were
spar?
poking Nibbles.
No.
I'm sorry. You're poking me with the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we gonna go again, are we?
You wanted to spar.
I do want to spar.
Okay.
10 gold on Clay, the book nerd.
I thought he was good at gambling.
You have not learned.
All right. So what we'll do is you two roll initiative.
Finn is gonna go sit by the side and drink and
Okay.
watch. It's gonna be good.
That,
Okay.
there you go. You did.
All right, Clay, you're up first. As you're acting a little faster.
I am going to use some movement and step back,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast me a little spell.
All right. How far back you trying to go?
Just my single movement.
Okay.
So what is it, like
you can go
35? So
Yeah.
as
Should be
much
30,
of that as I
yeah.
could get without being too far into.
Yeah, fine. You step back onto the top of you back up the stairs. You get a good 40 feet away total. and you shoot out Ice Knife. Does 12 hit?
No.
Okay, but it does
you
explode
gotta do
next
it.
to you. And I need a dexterity saving throw. Is it half damage if she fail or miss or succeeds, or
Let me go.
all or
read.
nothing?
All or nothing.
If it's a cantrip, it's probably all or nothing.
It
It's
is hit
not.
her. No, the shard explodes, and oh shit! Each creature within 5 feet of it.
All right, let me pull this up.
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot about
it's
the. I forgot
all
about
or
the
nothing.
exploding part.
Okay, confirmed. Okay, so this blade of ice comes flying at you. You move out of the way. It explodes. You bring your shield up just in time to get out of the way as you have to roll to the side. The splinters of ice stick into several pieces of wood behind you on the platform, and people go diving away. Nobody else gets it.
That's fancy.
10 gold's looking good.
You are 40 feet away
taking
from him.
I am 40 feet away. I suppose I should probably move then.
Okay.
I've got 25 feet. That's not enough. I will. I will move 25 feet closer, and I will throw a hand axe.
Okay.
And I will miss.
6.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, throw your. It's not rolling your attack.
That's weird. All right, that's a
D20 plus 5. Okay.
That'll hit.
So a hand axe buries itself into your shoulder. This is not non-lethal. Neither one of what you did was non-lethal damage, by the way. 4 points of actual damage as this axe just rips through your shoulder and tumbles over you and drops below you.
How much did I take?
4 points.
That's 4. Okay, great.
All right, you're up.
I'll fix that later.
Be all right. I'll try to be more careful next time. Did I hurt anybody else with the ice knife? Okay, good.
No one's going to stand within
little
5
worried
feet of a
about
combatant.
Well, they won't anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, at this point, I'm just going to pull out the quarterstaff and move in and try to whack her with it.
Okay.
So, come on, roll high. Boom.
Okay. With a 20 will hit. I'm assuming two-handed because it's all you have.
All I have.
He moves forward, closing the distance, brings the quarterstaff up from the ground, brings it around his head, and smacks you across the side of the face, avoiding your shield. 8 points of damage.
I will grumble from the ground. You can color me impressed.
It turns out impressed is a deep shade of red. All right. What would you like to do, Granny?
I will. You know what? I will stand up and I will make an unarmed strike.
Okay. All right. You stand up, putting your boot into his chest. 4 points of damage as you feel a little bit of cracking in his midsection.
Ow.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Mm-mm.
All right. Wind knocked out of you a bit. Clay, it's your turn.
Come on, Clay, give it to her! Beat her!
I'm working on it.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
No.
All right. You bring in the quarterstaff again, but she bats it away aggressively with the shield. Anything else you want to do, Clay, with your turn?
Let's see. If I back away now, she'll get an OA, right?
Yes.
So we won't do that. What else can I do?
Woof woof.
Bonus
Oh,
action?
wait, that was an action. So all I could do is bonus action or I'm not going to heal myself. So nope, that's it.
Okay. You're up again.
I
Granny.
will actually I will disengage.
Okay, that's an action. You may now move without occurring attack of opportunity.
And I'll just
And
back away.
I'll put my quarterstaff at my side and stick my hand out and go,
I'll shake.
that was a good spar.
You need to
You
heal.
need any healing?
And with that, you spend the week patching wounds, healing, generally recovering and or training the rest of your trip, and we'll call that level 3 next time we meet.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Deputized Delvers number 2. We're going to sort out a date shortly after we close this, and we'll figure out when the third one's going to be. It's going to be sometime in December. So buckle up as the Pixie continues to sail around the world to deposit them at Fantasy Hogwarts, which is already a fantasy thing. Oh, all right. I'm going to close this.
Learn how to be a real paladin.
Oh, shit. Let me close the stream real quick, and then we'll talk. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Wave and dance. I'm going to hit the music button.
Bye.
All right, here we go.